Is that as low as you can go? Okay, thank you. Hello, is that as low as you can go? Okay, thank you.
What are you doing?
Calling around to get the best rate on a car loan.
Why? Everyone knows Alcoa 10 is the best choice to purchase a vehicle or refinance your current loan. And with low interest rates and 90 days to your first payment, it's a no-brainer. You can even apply online and sign all the documents from the convenience of your home.
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking.
Alcoa 10 Credit Union. It's so easy. Go to atfcu.com for details. Rates are dependent on credit score and equal housing lender.
With smartphones being such an integral part of our daily lives, it is truly an inconvenience when it doesn't work properly. It disrupts the normalcy of our day. When you go into the cell phone store to have it repaired, they just try to upsell you on a new phone. That's why the owner of iDrop, T. Kell, left those places and opened iDrop. His goal is a happy customer. T. Kell and the team will listen to what you have going on and work to solve the problem of your broken device in a way that best suits your needs, instead of trying to upsell you on something that you just don't need. They don't just repair phones, they can service your laptop or PC as well as your Mac. Windows 7 support is over, but iDrop can help you transition to Windows 10. They have a 5-star rating on Google with hundreds of positive reviews. Let me say that again. I don't think y'all understand how big this is. They have a 5-star rating on Google. Their customer service really speaks for itself. So if you ever find yourself with a device that isn't performing as it should, give iDrop a call at 865-888-9740 or check them out on Facebook at iDrop of Knoxville. If man made it, they can fix it.
Top 100 barbecue restaurant Dead End Barbecue is a no-brainer when you are craving the smoky flavor of quality Q. Dead End makes it easy to enjoy their fantastic menu with online ordering from Chow Now for pickup. Or if you don't feel like leaving the house, then have Dead End Barbecue delivered right to your door by Loco Knoxville or Bite Squad. Cheer on your favorite team with the best barbecue around. Check them out online at deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue. The search is over.
Deep down the middle's got his man, and he's gone. Jason Swain, touchdown.
It's time for the Swain Event with your host, Jason Swain.
My man.
Real sports talk for the real sports fan.
All you chumps are gonna bow when I whoop him.
It's time for the Swain Event, fueled by Dead End Barbecue.
Give me 2 laps and a Ric Flair.
Swain Event, SwainEvent.com, fueled by Dead End Barbecue, top 100 barbecue restaurant in America. Hope you are having a great morning. It is Tuesday, January the 4th, 2022. 4 minutes past the top of the hour. Ben McKee, Jason Swain. I am live here from the Low T Center studio. Ben McKee is in the McKee studio. Ben, good morning. Let's try that again. There we go, Ben. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Man, I'm good. I'm good, man. I'm good. Some action on Rocky Top, potentially. I always like some action. I'm like Marshawn Lynch, man. About that action, boss. I'm about that action. Looks like there's going to be some action here on Rocky Top. So, I'm good, man. I am good. I'm good. Have we welcomed Paul Farnbaum back into the Tennessee family? Have we done that yet?
He needs to be welcomed back in.
I mean, are we turning the other cheek? Are we being a better person in 2022? Are we showing forgiveness? Are we showing some empathy and some grace and some love, or are we still always looking for fights? Are we always looking for a little bit of drama? Hey man, Paul Farnbaum wants to be a VFL again. Better let him be a VFL. He said that Tennessee, by God, is 8-5. 8-5. Because he declared the Mute City Bowl a win for the Vols. Hey, man. I know my man Danny White would do that. He did that at Central Florida. So, look, how about we just do it now? 8-5 Tennessee. No, we can't do that, man. We took the L. We just learn from it, get better. And part of getting better, Ben, is hitting up that transfer portal. Looks like Tennessee is expecting a visitor from the portal.
Yeah, and one that, I guess I'll blame myself and say shame on me for not mentioning yesterday, but I just did not think that Tennessee was in a position to bring this young man in, and that is Isaiah Naor. I guess that's how you say his last name. I apologize to him if I am butchering it, but he's from Texas. There's a lot of Texas schools after him, and the thought that it was going to be a really hard pull for Tennessee, and it wasn't really known how much traction there was, if there was any traction, and apparently there is, Swain, because as you just mentioned, he's going to come visit Tennessee, and that is absolutely huge. I know we spent a ton of time yesterday talking about the defensive needs. The offense still has needs, and one of those needs is getting Cedric Tillman a running mate, and he could certainly be that.
Yeah, for sure, man. And you're seeing a lot of these players that have not went through a serious SEC recruitment get a little taste of what it feels like being a 5-star, 4-star player out of high school, and to have all these schools hit you up and get all that recognition and attention. Because some of these transfers drop in top 10 lists and top 5 lists. I'm like, just wake me up when you pick a school.
Flipping schools.
Oh, my God. So, I expect New York to enjoy. He went to Wyoming. How many choices did he have coming out of high school? He should enjoy taking trips, going to Tennessee, seeing what the buzz is about, going to Texas A&M, get you a couple bags or so from A&M. They're passing them out right now. So he's from Texas. There's been some thoughts that he wants to stay close to home. We'll see. I said this last week. If you want to play at the NFL level, you better embrace not playing at home, because for him, there's 2 teams that's close to home. It's the Cowboys and the Texans. The other 30 schools are going to be far away. Unless you look at New Orleans, that's 3. The Saints. So you have to embrace being far from home. And listen, he could say, hey, I want to be at home for 2 more years or 1 more year before going, to the pros, if that's something that he wants to do. Totally respect that, totally understand that. But at some point, you're going to have to go away from home. So, Tennessee, man, is in the market for a transfer wide receiver. It's something we need, along with several other positions. I wasn't expecting Tennessee to get a visit from him, but you know what they say, Ben? You always have a chance whenever you bring a player on campus. Always.
Yes, and it's not surprising to see him decide to visit Tennessee, Swain, and that's simply because of how many balls he is going to get if he were to pick Tennessee. I know we have questions about the route trees within the offense and how that's going to help guys translate to the next level. We've had plenty of those discussions since Josh Heupel took over. But at the end of the day, you're going to get a lot of targets. You're going to get a lot of opportunities to catch passes, score touchdowns, rack up yards, rack up yards after catch. Those opportunities are going to present itself. So if you are a receiver, how could you not listen to Tennessee? And Hendon Hooker's coming back. So how could you not listen to Tennessee?
Yeah, at least go check it out. I mean, I think Matt Berry, ESPN's anchor, summed it up perfectly. It's time for NCAA commissioner. System is broken. It's not going in the right place. You got Caleb Williams, starting quarterback at prestigious Oklahoma. They bringing in Jeff Lebby, Brent Venables, two of the best coordinators consistently in the last 5 to 7 years. Two of the best. I mean, it's a perfect opportunity for Caleb Williams. He's interested to know what's out there. He's wondering what's out there.
AKA, he is going into free agency. Let's call it what it is. He is a professional quarterback in the last year of his rookie contract, and he is trying to decide whether he wants to re-sign with Oklahoma or sign a new 3-year deal with somebody else.
Yep. And the only way he can talk to any other school is he has to officially enter the transfer portal.
Legally.
And that's what he's doing. He's entering the transfer portal, and Georgia's thought to be the favorite right now, which is going to create a domino effect because they got guys on their roster right now, whether they were high school 5 stars or transfers coming in that clearly can play at a high level. This seems like a Jake Fromm, Justin Fields move to me if he indeed goes to Georgia. But like you have this going on right now, and it's clear that he's gonna get a huge bag, whether it's from Oklahoma, whether it's from Georgia, and that's fine, whatever. But you know how weird it is for Oklahoma to then put out a statement? Did you see Oklahoma put out a statement?
Yes. AKA, please re-sign with us.
It's just weird. When have we seen this? So Oklahoma puts out a statement from the AD and the head coach, Brent Venables, after the announcement that Caleb Williams was entering the portal. Can't you just walk down the hall and tell him this? Can't you just call him on the phone and tell him this? Can't you just bring him into your office and tell him this the same way that Auburn allowed Tank Bigsby to be able to see? Once he was blind, but now he can see. He played for Auburn the entire year, didn't know the vision until he entered the transfer portal for 5 minutes, and then they had a meeting, and now he can see the vision of what they want to do at Auburn. At least Auburn didn't do that. Send out a statement. This is just weird times, man. So it's weird times, and our time is coming. We're gonna deal with this, I'm sure, at some point. Right now, we are not. But if you do this long enough, if you compete at a high level long enough, at some point it's going to happen to you. So
kind of dealt with it last year to a certain extent. It's certainly gone to another level this offseason, but it seems like last offseason was kind of the beginning of not the end, but the beginning of all this madness that is college football.
Yeah, and I mean, Caleb Williams kept it open that he may return to Oklahoma. He's not going back to Oklahoma.
No,
because Oklahoma just got a commitment from Dylan Gabriel, who was coached by Jeff Lebby at Central Florida. So Caleb Williams not going back.
No, he's not going back. That's why Oklahoma took the commitment of Dylan Gabriel and flipped him from UCLA. Poor Chip Kelly. What's so funny and ironic, Swain, I saw this tweet. It's a meaningless stat. It's just the irony is unbelievable. We all know the stories that Dylan Gabriel was unafraid to share at the beginning of the season during fall camp about Josh Heupel. We talked about those stories here on the Swain Event. Seemed like he was bitter and sour and upset, whatever word you want to use, about Josh Heupel leaving UCF for Tennessee. And now Dylan Gabriel is going to be the first starting left-handed quarterback at Oklahoma since Josh Heupel. Again, it's meaningless. It's just funny, and the irony of that is unbelievable. I laughed when I saw that tweet.
Oh, that's great. That's great. And maybe he wins a Heisman, and then he'll get a statue.
I hope he does, because that means somebody in the SEC did not.
I know.
That means Bryce Young did not win a second Heisman.
I know that's right.
Who am I kidding? Hendon Hooker and Cedric Tillman are going to be two of the three top vote getters for the Heisman next year.
Tillman, man, if he keeps on his tear, they're going to have no choice but to talk about him the same way they talked about Devontae Smith. I mean, at some point, the stats are undeniable, and what Tillman is doing right now is at least, at the very minimum, going to make him a finalist for the Blitnikoff next year if he keeps this up. Because all you do is look at the Pittsburgh wide receiver who won it this year, and this is the first year I've didn't know who the Blitnikoff award winner was. Couldn't tell you until our conversation week and a half ago. I usually follow the best receivers in college football, and I just didn't see where one was just dominating everybody else physically. I saw the stats. Cedric Tillman can be in that conversation. There ain't no doubt about it if he continues to play the way he's playing right now. 865-255-03. We'll take our first break of the day. Swain Event, fueled by Dead End Barbecue. Hour 1 is brought to you by Hiller Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electrical. Ben McKee, Jason Swain. Stay with us.
If you want to get in on the conversation, call the Iris Networks hotline at 865-200-5503. Grow your business with Iris Networks high-speed fiber internet. IrisNetworksUSA.com.
Business is still moving forward despite our work location changing and supply shortages affecting a number of different areas. Office furniture is not immune to the halt in the supply chain. This is why my friends at Office Furniture Outfitters has purchased desks, chairs, and tables in bulk to provide you with JC's Tree and Landscaping Service specializes in quality tree work done at an affordable price. Trimming and removing trees are their specialty. They also offer other services like land clearing, stump grinding, crane services, and all of your basic landscaping needs for both commercial and residential. JC's will give you a free estimate and beat any written quote by a competitor to guarantee that you get the lowest price around. Don't risk your land with a fly-by-night service. JC's Tree and Landscaping is licensed and insured. Give them a call at 865-599-3799.
Top 100 barbecue restaurant Dead End Barbecue is a no-brainer when you are craving the smoky flavor of quality Q. Dead End makes it easy to enjoy their fantastic menu with online ordering from Chow Now for pickup. Or if you don't feel like leaving the house, then have Dead End Barbecue delivered right to your door by Loco Knoxville or Bite Squad. Cheer on your favorite team with the best barbecue around. Check them out online at deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue. The search is over.
Hi there, Swain Event family. Are you in the market to purchase a home and a bit freaked out with the market right now? As someone who's been in your spot before, I'm familiar with what's going through your brain. And as a realtor, I've mastered the ins and outs of the buying process. When you work with me, you'll benefit from my experience, and together we'll work toward making sound, smart decisions for your future. And of course, talk a little Vol Sports along the way. Just give me a call, Jennifer Morris, Keller Williams Realty, 865-257-7897, or email me at jennifermorris865@gmail.com. Hope to hear from you soon.
If you're coming to Knoxville and need a place to stay, do yourself a favor and book a room at Hampton Inn Paper Mill, also known as the Hampton on the Hill. This award-winning property is literally in the top 5% of all Hampton Inn properties. The GM, Stephen Lawrence, is a good old local boy who grew up in the business around Knoxville. He and his staff are always available, always willing to help, and will go above and beyond for their guests. The newest Hampton Inn in Knoxville has clean, affordable rooms, flat screens, fridges, and microwaves in every room. Plus, breakfast is included in every rate. Not to mention, there's also a pool and fitness center on site. If it wasn't so close to amazing restaurants, bars, and shopping, you would never want to leave. At only 6 miles from campus, you're still right in where the big orange action is. Go to HamptonInn.com, search Knoxville, and book your room at the Hampton Inn Paper Mill or call 865-693-5400.
For a replay of each day's Swain Event TV, like us on Facebook.
Come on, man. Come on, Ben McKee. Why'd y'all do Baker Mayfield like that, man? He might have to find a new stadium to do his commercials in. Why'd y'all do him like that? Contract is towards the end. Now the Browns have to figure out what they're going to do with Baker Mayfield long term. Last night certainly did not help because he was not good. Steelers win, send Ben Roethlisberger off in style if he chooses to leave and hang it up. Come on, Ben. Why y'all do the Browns like that? Why y'all do Baker Mayfield like that, man?
The Browns stink.
Huh?
The Browns stink.
I like the new public rivalry because a couple of years ago, like the Browns didn't move the needle enough for the Steelers to even like take them seriously. But now, since the Browns have gotten a little bit better, it's cool to see Ramon Foster and the Steeler Nation like actually like they are outwardly vocal about their hate for the Browns. I think it's hilarious.
Well, the Browns have always been the biggest rival of the Steelers' rivals. Steelers fans hate the Browns the most. It's just the Browns have become relevant again, so they've been worth discussing. I mean, Ben Roethlisberger finishes 24-3-1 against the Browns in his career and never lost at home to the Browns, and he's fourth all time in terms of quarterback having success against one team. Tom Brady's number one, 33-3 against the Bills, and there were two other quarterbacks. Brian Reese's dad was one of the ones in front of him against the Bills as well. I didn't know Brian Reese had a dad who played quarterback in the NFL, but the Browns have just been irrelevant for so long that they weren't worth discussing. But they've always been the team that Steelers fans hate the most, just because they've played for so long. I think they said last night was the 141st meeting between the Steelers and Browns. That's a lot of football.
Poor Baker Mayfield, man.
I mean, he doesn't play for the Browns next year, does he? Yeah. If I'm the Browns, I don't know that I want him back. And I mean, if you're another team, do you really want Baker Mayfield as your quarterback? I don't.
Here's the thing, though. You the Browns. When is the last time you've had a successful quarterback outside of Baker Mayfield?
That is very true.
I mean, I can't.
But if you don't, you're absolutely right. But if you don't think Baker is the guy, then that shouldn't be what determines him sticking around. Like even if you've had a long history of quarterbacks not necessarily working out, if you don't think he's the guy moving forward, you should move on.
I think you don't pay him big money, and I've said this on a different national show that I do, and this was a topic when we were recording yesterday about what to do with Baker Mayfield. And I said, because there's not any surefire quarterbacks in the draft this year, I mean, I don't feel comfortable going out and, getting one high or, getting a rookie quarterback and expecting him to be right now better than Baker Mayfield because the Browns are built to win right now. So I don't feel comfortable there, and I don't feel comfortable paying him a lot of money. I say you give him a prove-it year, a 1-year deal, 2-year deal, make it all guaranteed. It's you don't invest a ton of money. The going rate for quarterbacks in the league is $15-20 million a year. I mean, just is what it is. So you pay him 2-year, $30 million, give him to him up front, and let's see how he plays when he's healthy, because he wasn't healthy this year. You had a distraction with OBJ. Let's see how Baker does next year, and then if it's not working, then you know what you need to do. But I just think if you better be careful if you are the Browns, because you have not had great quarterback play for decades. You finally get one that's franchise caliber, and just recently things haven't been great, and mainly because he's hurt. Let's see how he plays if he's healthy. Give him a 1-year, 2-year, prove it to us type of deal, and then move from there. That's what I would do.
That's probably the best solution, and what I would do as well.
Yeah, that I think. But dang, man, y'all don't have to do the Browns like that, man. I loved it though.
We did.
I loved it. Oh, trust me, I loved it. I love watching T.J. Watt. Love seeing Mike Tomlin continue to make history and be the only coach to have never had a losing season in 15 years. That's pretty strong right there, man.
That is very strong. I saw a stat last night that was really, really cool. Warren Sharp tweeted it out, and he tweeted the last time, or he tweeted how many consecutive years each team has had since posting a losing record. And there's a lot of teams who posted a losing record this year.
Oh, yeah.
There's a couple of teams who have gone just 1 year since posting a losing record. The Bucks, the Cardinals, the Colts have gone 2 years. The Bills, the Packers have gone 3 years. The Rams have gone 5 years. The Titans have gone 6 years without posting a losing record.
Tighten up.
The Chiefs have gone 9 years without posting a losing record. And then there's the Pittsburgh Steelers, the best organization in the NFL, who have gone 18 years since posting a losing record. 18 years since their last losing season, which is double the Chiefs, and the Chiefs had the second longest streak of
strong
posting years since posting a losing record. So last night was cool. Mike Tomlin securing that stat that you just mentioned of never having a losing season, and he's one of the best coaches in all of sports, and he's not talked about enough, in my opinion, and I say that without my Steelers glasses on. He's not talked about the same way that some of these other NFL and NBA and MLB coaches are talked about, college coaches. So that was really cool. Najee Harris having a big time game with a stiff arm.
Oh my
The
God.
end to run it. Or the run to end it. That was fun. TJ Watt, the best defensive player in football, after all anybody wanted to do coming into the game was ride Myles Garrett's jock strap. And TJ Watt comes out with 4 sacks.
Bag up, Terry.
If he can pick up 2 sacks this weekend, he's going to set the single season sack record, breaking Michael Strahan's. And then Big Ben, that was a cool moment last night for Big Ben, a deserved moment for Big Ben last night.
Arguably the best defensive player, one of the best defensive players. The numbers speak for themselves. He's better than Myles Garrett. He's better than Aaron Donald. He's better than any defensive player in football. He's going to break the single season sack record this weekend in Baltimore. Are you looking at numbers?
And he is going to win defensive player MVP.
Okay. If you say so.
numbers speak for themselves.
The numbers do speak for themselves, but no one's dominant as Aaron Donald. But I'll take either one of those guys as my player.
TJ Watt is literally as dominant as Aaron Donald. Did you see him last night and all season long in the past couple of years?
Yeah.
It's as dominant as
it's
Aaron
close.
Donald. It's not
close.
more dominant.
It's really close. But they don't count how Aaron Donald takes on double teams and teams game plan just around him. They don't put those in the stat sheet. But listen, both players are great. I just give Aaron Donald the slight edge. So I got a story for you from the Mute City Bowl. It's a good story. It makes you feel good. At least it should. I don't know. We'll see. Let me just tell you. So the Old Red, beautiful restaurant, bar, facility right there on Broadway. So we finish up the event around 12-ish. It goes to 1, but I had to run because I had the Big Orange countdown at the stadium inside of the Tennessee box, the media box. And that show started at 12:30. And it's not a 10-minute walk at all from Broadway to the stadium, despite what I was told. It is not 10 minutes. So me and Chris Brown, we boogied to the stadium and was dropped off right in front of the stadium in the parking lot. So we boogied to the front of the stadium, and then we're like, okay, where do we go now? Well, the media entrance is not at the front of the stadium. The media entrance is on the back side of the stadium. Ben, you know this because you watch the game as a media member. So, I mean, we are on it. We're booking it around the Titan Stadium. And we run into Austin Staley and Buck Riesland over there from Nashville, AZ Sports, and Buck does a show on 104.5. It's like, yo, hey, man, where's the media interest? Where is it? Like, it's literally opposite of where you are right now. We're like, man, ain't this about a... So Chris and I, we booking it. We do the show, Big Orange, countdown, we do it. It's 1:30. So now we're going to our seats. Now, that was an adventure in itself because my tickets were on my phone. My kids and my brother going to the game. But my tickets were on my phone. So they didn't have the tickets. And so I got somebody to meet my brother with my phone so that way they can get in. So I meet with them after we do the Big Orange countdown. And one of my favorite things to do is to see a Tennessee fan and say, "Go Vols!" That's one of my favorite things to do. Because what happens is there's a chain reaction. I always like to count how many times I can get someone to say "Go Vols." So I say "Go Vols" randomly to a Tennessee fan just walking around the stadium. I try to get him to say it, and then when they say it, somebody else says it, and then somebody else says it. So I'm over here like trying to set a record. My best was 5. So I just see random people. They make eye contact with me. They're wearing orange. I say, "Go Vols!" out of nowhere. And Chris is like, "Man, something wrong with you." I'm like, "No, man, it's fun. Try it." So we both was doing it. And I did it to this guy who's dressed like a golfer. And I said, "Yo, go Vols!" He was like, "Swain?" I said, "Yo, what's up, man? Go Vols!" He's like, "Hey, man, what's up? I'm Andy." I was like, "Huh?" He's like, "I'm Andy Mizuno." Like, "Oh, Andy Mizuno, golfer from the text box, Ben." It was Andy Mizuno, golfer from the text box. So bumped into him. He had a big old beard. I don't know.
a glorious beard.
Man, he had a beer. He had a big beer, a big cup, like a big old can of beer. Stokes would be very, very proud. Andy Mizuno Golfer was about to get it in, or he had already been in it and he was getting in it some more with some beer. But
which is a good thing because I'm sure that helped him throughout the course of the football game, considering everything that happened.
Oh yeah. So we had a good time, man. So I bumped into Andy Mizuno Golfer, met him. It was really, really cool. My seats were fantastic. There was a I ain't gonna say any names. I don't know the name anyways, but the story is glorious. So, a Tennessee fan. It was an older gentleman and his wife, and he had a beer. And he was there already. He was at third base already, and I don't think the game barely even started. But he must have been pre-gaming for a while, and he had let me out so I could get in, and I kind of knocked the beer out of his hand a little bit. He wasn't showing good discipline. He wasn't holding the beer high and tight anyways. And so I was like, I'll get you another beer, man. Don't worry about it. His wife was like, no, don't worry about it, because I think she wanted him to stop. And so he wound up buying me a beer, and I already had one. And I wasn't trying to go there with him. So I was like, So I kind of let somebody else hold it, and he got like kind of upset. So I just bought you a beer. Dude, I'm not trying to be like you, so stop. Nobody asked you to buy me all these beers. Like, I'm not trying to go there. I have to be a responsible parent. You don't have any kids in here. And so I felt bad that he kind of felt a certain type of way that I didn't, drink his beer that he got me that I didn't even ask for. And so I got him another beer. And his wife grabbed the beer, Ben, and threw it on the ground and poured it out. And I was like,
She was tired of him.
She was tired of him. But I was kind of like, yo, I just paid for that beer. It wasn't like he bought that beer for himself and you threw it. Like, you threw the beer away that I bought. But I was like, I was laughing too. I was having a good time. I'm gonna let $11 ruin the time. But I was laughing. He got so mad, dude. He disappeared. I think he watched the game from somewhere else. But it was fun, man. It was fun. 2 stories wrapped into one, but had to do with the Music City Bowl, and it's certainly different than watching the game at Neyland Stadium. So much access to beer, and man, this dude was folded. I don't think Andy Mizuno Golfer got to that point, but Andy was getting there, right? Andy, you was getting there. Andy says there were lots of beers flowing. Pretty sure lots of, are you kidding? Are you blanking kidding me? Oh, yeah. Josh Heupel telling the ref, are you blanking kidding me? Golly, man. Oh, man. Yesterday was the first day where I was like, all right, I'm good. I'm okay. I'm all right. I'm getting over it now. Yesterday, Monday. That was the first day. I was fire mad Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yesterday was the first day I was good. I was good to go. Tremel from chat says, been saying this since the beginning. Some of the kids that football saved from the streets will be introduced back to the same streets. The news is the top guys because of the news, but the guys at the bottom, I'm kind of confused there, Tremel, but I think I know what you're trying to say. That the changes in football right now, the guys that were kind of saved from the distractions, being at home, football kind of got guys away from their hometown, away from bad influences, and because of all the distractions, especially with all the money and the deals, maybe it makes these guys some targets when they go back home. I think that's what you're trying to say, Termel, but if not, just clarify what you were trying to say. West Tennessee Vol says she is not willing to open Feinbaum with open arms, even though Feinbaum on his show yesterday was declaring Tennessee the Music City Bowl winner. saying that Tennessee is 8-5. West Tennessee
Well,
Vol says, huh?
If we're gonna do that, we should declare Tennessee winners over Ole Miss at minimum as well. Correct?
No, because that play happened in the middle of the game. There's no definitive way to know that Tennessee would have won that game if that call went our way. But
there is.
Okay.
They lost by 1 score. That was the difference.
Yeah, okay. You can say the same thing about Purdue because Purdue was going to get the ball after we scored that touchdown anyway. So.
And then Byron Young was going to sack the quarterback and strip him, and Matthew Butler was going to recover the fumble to win it.
I really feel like if Tennessee would have scored a touchdown, Tennessee would have won because Purdue had kicked, 3 or 4 field goals during the course of that game. They couldn't get to the end zone. They were good at open field, big strikes, but when they got to the red zone, Tennessee defense did bow their neck and force some field goals. So I felt like that was going to be the case in overtime. Camden, Tennessee Fall says, I ain't getting hype over a guy not here yet, but if we get Isaiah Neyor, what kind of skill set does he bring? Who does he compare to? Camden, Tennessee Vol, just like you have not emotionally crossed that line, I have not either. He's making one visit. I have not crossed that line to go and see who he compares to, and because I didn't think Tennessee was going to have a shot of getting him on the visit. The talk was him staying close to home. Now I know what type of receivers Tennessee likes, and those are guys who are, especially in Tillman's place, bigger body guys that can run. You got to be able to run. They don't necessarily need every player to be able to run routes, like real routes. If you can just run, they like, hey, you fit. So one thing I can say about Neyor is that he can run. Beyond that, I don't really know. He had some crazy stats his freshman year at Wyoming. But he's athletic. He can run.
He's an explosive playmaker. This season. Granted, it was in the Mountain West. He had 44 catches for 878 receiving yards, which is 20 yards per catch, and he had 12 touchdown catches. This is after a terrific redshirt freshman season as well. So he's had back-to-back seasons at Wyoming with some really, really good numbers, and he's just simply an explosive playmaker, 6'2", 6'3", to go out on the perimeter, play on the perimeter. He's a really explosive athlete.
But can we answer who this compare to yet?
On Tennessee's roster, Tennessee doesn't have anybody,
or just anybody, any receiver
like him. Anybody? I mean, I haven't watched his tape. I can only go off of what his stats say and what people say about him.
Yeah, he looks like a guy, and I'm sitting here watching, some of his film. Okay. Let's see here. Let me watch one more clip, and I think I'll be able to tell you. I saw one clip. Let me get one more clip in, Ben. One more clip. All right, let me get these ads out the way. One more clip. I'll tell you who I think he compares to, and then we'll have to take a break. We got around the SEC. We got Attaboy coming up. But one more clip. This is a pass to him against North Illinois. Long pass. Let's see here. Motion. All right. That might not be enough. He ran like a post, just ran right past him. But I think he can fill that void left by Javonte Payton. I won't say he compares to Javonte Payton, but he would fill that void. He would. He would be on the outside, and he can run past dudes. That's what they're looking for. That's what they're looking for. You have your small receiver in Squirrel White. You got Cedric Tillman, a big body receiver. You got Nior, who is not small, that can handle his own on the outside, and he can run. Long strider. I mean, he taking 3 steps and already at 10, 15 yards. He eats up turf. He eats it up, man. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I see why LSU and Texas A&M and Tennessee wants this young man. I see why, man. I see why. 865, 255-03. What was his rating out of high school? What was his offers out of high school?
I do not know, but I can check during the break.
Let's do that.
Report back to the good people.
Because I'm sure there's some film of him in high school, which doesn't really matter, honestly, because it's who you're getting right now. But I do kind of want to see his skill set. And if he was a 2-star, barely a 3-star, there may not be a lot available. So something to pay close attention to. But like you said, Tennessee Camden Vol, emotionally, man, I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet. Let's see if Tennessee really got a shot. Let's see if Tennessee really has a shot. Or is he just taking a free visit to get out of Texas and just look and see what Tennessee is all about? Does Tennessee really, really, really have a chance? Does Tennessee really, really have a chance? 865-255-03 is our telephone number. Swain Event, fueled by Dead End Barbecue. Hour 1 is brought to you by Hiller Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electrical. We'll take a quick timeout. Hour number 1. Ben McKee, Jason Swain, stay with us.
I'm Vince Moore, wide receiver, VFL 1991, and you're listening to the Swain Event.
If you're coming to Knoxville and need a place to stay, do yourself a favor and book a room at Hampton Inn Paper Mill, also known as the Hampton on the Hill. This award-winning property is literally in the top 5% of all Hampton Inn properties. The GM, Stephen Lawrence, is a good old local boy who grew up in the business around Knoxville. He and his staff are always available, always willing to help, and will go above and beyond for their guests. The newest Hampton Inn in Knoxville has clean, affordable rooms, flat screens, fridges, and microwaves in every room. Plus, breakfast is included in every rate. Not to mention, there's also a pool and fitness center on site. If it wasn't so close to amazing restaurants, bars, and shopping, you would never want to leave. At only 6 miles from campus, you're still right in where the big orange action is. Go to HamptonInn.com, search Knoxville, and book your room at the Hampton Inn Paper Mill or call 865-693-5400. We're here with Dr. Michael Carlson of Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine to discuss PRP, platelet-rich plasma. If you have orthopedic injuries such as shoulder pain, knee pain, Achilles tendonitis, or tennis elbow, you should give them a call.
Good to be back, Jason. We specialize in non-surgical orthopedics, so we treat damaged tendons, ligaments, and joints, including rotator cuff injuries, knee injuries, and elbow and foot problems by using ultrasound-guided injections with PRP. And this form of treatment helps stimulate the body's own reparative process and assist in the healing of damaged tissue.
Doc, what makes your training different than others?
I've been practicing in Knoxville for over 26 years, and I'm certified in interventional regenerative orthopedic medicine through the American Academy of Orthopedic Medicine. They've been the leader in this form of treatment since 1983. I also teach this form of treatment on a national and international basis to other physicians, residents, and medical students. Here in our clinic, I'm the one doing the procedure, and we're using your own PRP, which are concentrated platelets, to treat your injury. So in other words, Jason, it comes from you and it goes back to you. So you know exactly what you're getting and know exactly the level of training involved.
Do what the pros, college athletes, and I have done, and visit them online at trsportsmedicine.com. Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine, East Tennessee's leader in PRP therapy. Fellas, when it's time to freshen up that wardrobe, there's only one play to make, and that's to go see my friends at Mark Nelson Denim in downtown Knoxville.
Find the latest in small batch denim in the heart of Knoxville. Denim isn't all they do though. Mark Nelson also does custom suiting and blazers. Let your personal style shine with Mark Nelson. If you don't have time to go shopping for yourself but still want that fresh look, then sign up for the NN Society. Let the experts handle the shopping and get $300 worth of merchandise for just $150 every other month. That's 6 times per year to keep you looking styling every day. Let Mark Nelson Denim help you be the best you, because when you look good, you feel good. Go to marknelsondenim.com.
At Iris Networks, we know that business communication solutions are critical to your success. Since 1998, we've been helping businesses in East Tennessee by providing reliable and affordable high-speed fiber internet and voice solutions. That's why Iris Networks is your Tennessee communications partner. With internet speeds up to 100 gigs and work-from-anywhere solutions like mobile apps, video conferencing, and file sharing, we make sure you can stay connected to your customers and great communities we live and work in. Iris Networks, because just like you, Tennessee is our home.
Swain Event fueled by Dead End Barbecue. Hour 1 is brought to you by Keeler Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electrical. It is time for Around the SEC. Oh, man. I am not looking forward to Alabama, Georgia in the title game. I'll watch it, but I ain't looking forward to it, Ben. What do you have for us for Around the SEC today?
Couple of different things to hit on this morning. We'll start at South Carolina, where it is expected that senior receiver Josh Vann will end up returning to school for another season instead of leaving for the NFL. He led South Carolina in receiving this past season with 43 catches and 679 yards. So Spencer Rattler will have at least one weapon at his disposal. At Auburn, Kobe Hudson has entered the transfer portal, but he was also kicked off the team. So news surfaced that he had entered the transfer portal, and then shortly after that news came out, he announced on Instagram, on his Instagram story, that he was kicked off the team, saying, "I never wanted to leave Auburn ever, ... I was kicked off the team." So an interesting situation there with Kobe Hudson, who was Bo Nix's top target this past season down on the plains at Auburn. And will be interesting to see where he lands. Kentucky outside linebacker KD McDaniel, who had entered the transfer portal before the bowl game and then played for Kentucky in the bowl game, actually had some really good snaps for Kentucky in the Citrus Bowl against Iowa a day after, or a couple of days after Kentucky beats Iowa. He announces that he is transferring to UCF. So that was interesting. Also very interesting to see players who are in the portal play for the team that they are transferring from in a bowl game. Watched Jacob Copeland commit to Maryland the day after Florida lost to UCF. Just weird. And it really has become free agency in college football. South Carolina's defense received some good news. Brad Johnson and Zach Pickens. Zach Pickens, a defensive tackle, defensive lineman there at Carolina, former 5-star, very talented. And then an edge rusher, Brad Johnson, they also announced that they were returning. And then just two other things real quick, Swain. John Reese Plumley, the two-sport athlete at Ole Miss that Ole Miss fans love. He has entered the portal. He signed with Ole Miss as a quarterback, ran for over 1,000 yards at quarterback as a true freshman in 2019, and then has not done anything on the football field really since.
Receiver.
Because he moved to receiver. Matt Corral has obviously been the quarterback, and he is transferring. And then Oklahoma is targeting Alabama's Jay Valai for its cornerbacks coach, and the expectation is that Alabama's corners coach will become Oklahoma's corners coach after the national title game. So Nick Saban losing a member of his staff to go work for Brent Venables at Oklahoma.
Yeah, I mean it's tough to work for Nick Saban. I mean there's perks as far as what you're going to be paid and how you can use that experience to go be a head coach. But you think about Brent Venables' time at Clemson. I mean, he was comfortable because of the culture inside of the coaching staff was so positive. Like, guys just didn't leave Clemson. So, I remember being recruited by Coach Harbison. I wonder where he is now. But he was my recruiter at LSU when Nick Saban was at LSU, and that's something that he mentioned to me. He said, man, I may be your recruiter, but I may not be here next year. There's a high turnover with assistant coaches. And that didn't scare me away, but that's something I always remember. And the same is at Alabama. There's a high turnover with the coaches at Alabama. So, not a big surprise there, man. How about Kelly Harper in that Arkansas game? Jordan Horston falls down the sideline. Kelly said, "Get on in there. Get back in there. Get back in that game." Helped her up, pushed her back in. She got a loose ball. Happy for Kelly Harper, man. Something about coaching at the school that you played at, the school that you won a championship at, behind a legend in Pat Summitt. She wasn't the person that replaced Pat Summitt, but she was the person that replaced the person that replaced Pat Summitt. That's a whole lot easier. Real tough for Bob Kesselman to replace the man and John Ward, but it'd be a whole lot easier to replace the person that replaced the man. So Kelly Harper, happy for her, man. Her team was playing at a high level and was playing like this before. Was playing like this when Ray Burrell was out, and now she's back. Ooh, Lady Vols make a little run, and it's sweeter because UConn's some trash right now. I mean, they're without their best player, but still, they're not good. Well, they are still good.
Lady Vols been without their best player.
Yeah, I mean, maybe Kelly Harper's a better coach than Gino right now. That maybe, or maybe she's just doing a better job right now. 865-255-03. Got a couple seconds before we hit the top of our break, and then we'll come back. We got Attaboy. We got touchdown turnover. I got a good one for you today, Ben. I got a good touchdown turnover for you today. You think you're ready? You think you're ready for the smoke? Think you ready, Ben?
I stay ready, so I don't have to get ready, Swain. You know this man.
GBO says high school, Isaiah Neyor was a 78 on recruiting site there. We'll have to still look at that during the break and come back to that. But we have Attaboy coming up and touchdown turnover. We got to take a look at the NFL, man. Got to take a look at the NFL. The Tennessee Titans, baby. Lando Vol says, who would Ole Miss's next quarterback be? Unless great luck plus great development and solid play calling job strikes, there will surely be a regression, maybe quite a bit. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know what Lane Kiffin has up his sleeve. But he always has something up his sleeve. You better know that about Lane Kiffin. Always something up his sleeve. He don't get caught with his pants down that much. There's a joke there, but I ain't gonna take it. 865-255-03. We have Attaboy coming up. We have touchdown turnover coming up. Don't go anywhere. Ben McKee, Jason Swain. Be right back.
Out-of-town law firms have been swarming into East Tennessee lately. Firms from Memphis, Chattanooga, and Birmingham have stormed into the area. Wouldn't you rather do business with a local law firm? You know, a true neighbor. Marcos Garza and the pros at the Garza Law Firm are just that. They are our neighbors and friends that support local causes year-round. The Garza Law Firm works to serve you professionally on criminal matters, injuries and accident matters, and Social Security and disability filings. The Garza Law Firm is here for you at garzalaw.com. The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Top 100 barbecue restaurant Dead End Barbecue is a no-brainer when you are craving the smoky flavor of quality Q. Dead End makes it easy to enjoy their fantastic menu with online ordering from Chow Now for pickup. Or if you don't feel like leaving the house, then have Dead End Barbecue delivered right to your door by Loco Knoxville or Bite Squad. Cheer on your favorite team with the best barbecue around. Check them out online at deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue. The search is over.
Litter is a big problem in Tennessee, but together we can do big things. We can make our cities, our waterways, our roads cleaner and safer. The Tennessee Department of Transportation is committed to reducing litter in our communities, but we need your help to do it. There are over 100 million pieces of litter in our roads at any given time, and it costs TDOT about $19 million a year just to clean it up. The first step to keeping Tennessee beautiful is to rally behind these 3 simple words. Nobody trashes Tennessee. Join the Nobody Trashes Tennessee movement at nobodytrashestennessee.com.
In this day and age, the way we work is changing and evolving. Businesses still moving forward despite your work location changing and supply shortages affecting a number of different areas. Office furniture is not immune to the halt in the supply chain. This is why Office Furniture Outfitters has purchased desks, chairs, and tables in bulk to provide you with in-stock options for your place of business, no matter if it's in an office building or at your house. Office Furniture Outfitters is the local supplier for Herman Miller, and they keep Aeron chairs in stock. They will come to your office, lay out, and make recommendations. No project is too big or too small. You can visit them on location at 17th Street and Grand Avenue in the Fort Sanders area or online at ofonox.com or give them a call at 865-524-3003. Office Furniture Outfitters, providing East Tennessee's biggest selection and best value for office furniture since 1995.
JC's Tree and Landscaping Service specializes in quality tree work done at an affordable price. Trimming and removing trees are their specialty. They also offer other services like land clearing, stump grinding, crane services, and all of your basic landscaping needs for both commercial and residential. JC's will give you a free estimate and beat any written quote by a competitor to guarantee that you get the lowest price around. Don't risk your land with a fly-by-night service. JC's Tree and Landscaping is licensed and insured. Give them a call at 865-599-3799.
I just wanted to come by and congratulate you on the great work you've been doing.
I like your style. You remind me of a young me.
Failure is not an option.
That boy is good.
Don't remind yourself, nobody built like you. You design yourself.
Attaboy. Attaboy is brought to you by Made in Tennessee Business Fiber Internet from Iris Networks. Find business solutions for you at irisnetworksusa.com.
Swain Event, SwainEvent.com, fueled by Dead End Barbecue. It's time for Attaboy, where we highlight positivity. We praise the good deeds of others. We give people their flowers when they deserve it. We do that here on the Swain Event each and every day. And Ben, you gonna do it or I'm gonna do it?
Well, I do have 2 quick attaboys that I can get out of the way so that you can give yours, because I don't know that they will be the same. I have an attaboy and an attagirl. The attagirl goes to former Lady Vol LVFL Isabel Harrison, who had one of her biggest fans reach out to her, Zach Quinones. This is a tweet from Bleacher Report. Zach Quinones, a fan of the WNBA, a fan of former Lady Vol Isabel Harrison. He reached out to her because she is one of his favorite players, but he did so after nearly 2 years after attempting suicide. And in their conversation, what have you, Izzy Harrison gifted him an all expenses paid trip to see her play next season. So I thought that was a very cool story for former Lady Vol forward Isabel Harrison. And then I'm also going to give an attaboy to Anthony Simons, a name Tennessee fans should be familiar with. I just sent you the audio if you want to play it. Not a huge deal if not, but the Hawks and Trailblazers were playing last night. Trae Young did his thing, dropped 56 points, but the Hawks lost to the Blazers and did so because Anthony Simons, who played at IMG Academy, Tennessee was in heavily on at the beginning of the Rick Barnes era, and he elected to turn professional instead of play college basketball. And last night he dropped 43 points and 7 assists, but it just wasn't, a spectacular performance. That's why I'm not bringing this up. I'm bringing this up because the night before, so Sunday night, his grandfather passed away due to cancer, and that took place on Sunday night. And then the very next night, last night, Monday night, he scored 43 points and dished out 7 assists in the win over the Hawks. So just a real good, feel-good story there for Anthony Simons.
It was your kind of night.
Just going out there and playing my game. I got a couple shots to go in. Like I said, I really can't take it today. Sadly, my grandpa died yesterday from cancer, and this is all him, honestly. So I can take credit to him. You know what I mean? I dedicated this whole game to him. So, like I said, I can't take credit today. That was all him. So,
how many times did you think of him tonight?
You say what?
How many times did you think of him tonight?
The whole game. It's just, it was a sad kind of day. But he would want me to play today. So I wanted to go out there and play my game and play the best of my abilities. And that was all him that took over my body tonight. So.
That's cool, man. That's cool. That reminds me of Brett Favre's performance there in the Black Hole when he went to play against the Raiders, and his father passed away, and he was on fire that night. And I remember seeing the Raiders fans cheer him on and show him love, and that's what sports is all about right there, man. Granddad would want him to play, and boy, did he play. Grandson was getting buckets, man. 43 points, 7 assists, and if you remember it, Anthony Simons, won a dunk contest 2 years ago. I didn't even know he could dunk like that, man. when he won it. Yeah, when he won it.
I forgot he won the dunk contest.
Yeah, he did a couple of years ago. So he might be the starting guard here soon, because Dame may be on his way out before the trade deadline. So here's my attaboy. It goes to the 2-time Super Bowl winning champion, the NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year in 2004, the 6-time Pro Bowler, the 2-time NFL passing yards leader. That is Big Ben Roethlisberger. I'm giving it to him. He's still playing. Phillip Rivers is coaching high school football. Eli Manning over here cracking jokes on his big head big brother on Monday Night Football. He's chilling, relaxing, interviewing Snoop and the commissioner and Bill Cowher. Relaxing. Big Ben's still playing. And playing at a level that a lot of teams in the NFL could use and want. We don't see quarterbacks like Big Ben win the way he has won and play for one team. You think about all the great quarterbacks in NFL history. I'm not sitting here saying that Big Ben is like top 5 or anything, but he's damn good. But you think about all the top quarterbacks in NFL history, they didn't play for one team. Joe Montana played for the Kansas City Chiefs. How weird was that? Brett Favre played for the Vikings and the Jets. How weird was that?
Tom Brady is playing for the Tampa Bay Bucks.
Yeah. Peyton Manning played Denver Broncos. He gets honored more by the Broncos than the Colts. Just weird, but still. Now, John Elway, one team, the Broncos. We just don't see guys stick with one team their entire career. Big Ben reminds me of like Udonis Haslem with the Miami Heat. Never's going to play for another team. But man, I got to give an attaboy to Big Ben, man. Cool to see all his teammates, his former teammates, love up on him. James Harrison, Ramon Foster, all the guys that played with him. So he gets my attaboy today.
Yeah, last night was really, really cool. And, I mean, I hate that the Steelers are in the AFC because with a win on Saturday, they're going to go 9-7 and miss the playoffs. And in the NFC, they would win a division with that record. But it is what it is. It's time for Big Ben to hang it up. And, man, it's just kind of hard to believe that it's over. I mean, as a Steelers fan, I don't really know anything other than Ben Roethlisberger as quarterback. I mean, I slightly remember life without Big Ben.
Cordell Stewart.
Yeah.
Tommy Maddox.
Charlie Batch. Yeah, Charlie Batch. You know, one of the minor reasons I became a Steelers fan is because one of the first Madden games I ever got as a kid, T. Martin was on the game, and on the Steelers was with the Steelers at the time. And I mean, I'm trying to see. So he was there 2000, 2001. I think I had the 01 Madden. I think that's the first one I ever had. And I mean, and that was the Eddie George cover. Funny enough, I just saw the Tennessee by his name, T. Martin. I mean, I was 6 years old at the time. I saw Tennessee next to this quarterback that played for this team, the Steelers, and then I kind of started watching them, and I fell in love with Jerome Bettis and thought it was awesome that his nickname was the Bus. And I was living up north and didn't really know anything about the Titans at the time because we were living in New York. So that's kind of how I became a Steelers fan. And then a point is that Ben Roethlisberger came along when I was 10 years old or 8 years old, and he's all I've known since. And it's going to be real weird to see somebody else be the quarterback of the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I mean, he's one of my all-time favorite players. He's brought me a lot of joy. I mean, one of 3 quarterbacks to throw for 60,000 yards and win 2 Super Bowls. It's he, Peyton Manning, and Tom Brady. And there's been a lot of other wins and great happy moments in between. And last night was just really, 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 really cool. Future Hall of Famer. Last night was awesome. Yeah. Even if the Steelers aren't going to go to the playoffs, and it's been a down year by Pittsburgh Steelers standard, it was nice that Ben was able to have that last moment in Heinz Field.
Yeah, for sure, man. Good stuff. 865-250-503. If you give us a call, I'm going to put you straight on hold and then put you straight in on the show. So if you're used to calling, you haven't called in a while since Ben has been producing. Ben is at the McKee studio right now. So I'm producing and hosting, and so I won't be able to answer the phone live and screen the call. So just tell us who you are, where you're calling from, and we'll get you straight in. So if you call, you hear the phone ring, and then all of a sudden you hear the show, that means you are on hold, and I'm going to put you in. So don't hang up too early, or you won't be able to get on. So got some good caller pace so far. Well, haven't had a caller today, but yesterday with caller pace was really, really good. Really, really, really good, if I should say so myself. Matt Ryan has been with one team his career also. Yeah, but we talking about elite quarterbacks right now. We ain't talking about Matt Ryan.
Matt Ryan had a good NFL career. He was one of the better quarterbacks in the league for most of his playing time.
Do I need to repeat what I just said, Ben?
No.
We talking elite. We talking Big Ben. We give him his flowers. Ain't nobody talking about Matt Ryan right now about being with one quarterback on one team. We mentioned Joe Montana, Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, and my man out here, Dogs in Vol Country says Matt Ryan has been with one team his career. Come on, man. Come on, man. Troy Aikman, there you go, Florida Vols fan. One organization. From UCLA to the Cowboys, they stunk it up at the beginning of Troy Aikman's career, and then boom, they get all this talent, get Jimmy Johnson, and you get multiple Super Bowls. Dog of all countries says I didn't specify. Elite. I said Joe Montana, Tom Brady, Peyton Manning. Who you think I was talking about? Some bums? Those were elite quarterbacks that finished their careers at other places. Shut up, Volstorm. It ain't gonna be Aaron Rodgers. He gonna be somewhere else next year. He gonna be somewhere else next year, unless he's playing games in the media like he likes to do. Josh in Virginia says, I know what you mean, Ben. I grew up with Dan Marino. Haven't been the same since. Dan Marino. Yeah, we mentioned John Elway already. Vol guy, 78. One organization. I don't know if you're going to see it. I think Big Ben might be the last one, man. He might be the last one.
Quarterback?
Last one in a very long time that elite level sticks with one team.
Well, I think the elite quarterbacks will stick with their team for their entire career.
Who?
Like Joe Burrow. I think he'll always be a Bengal.
Easy to say it now. I thought Peyton Manning would always be a Colt. I thought Joe Montana would always be a 49ers.
And I was about to say, you're right. And I was about to say, unless a unforeseen circumstance pops up. Like the only reason Peyton didn't finish his career as a Colt is because of the whole neck injury thing. Who knows if something like that will pop up with Joe Burrow. Aaron Rodgers is elite, but I mean his kind of off / on the field stuff is probably going to end up elsewhere because of that. But I mean the guys like Joe Burrow and Justin Herbert and Mac Jones. I mean, I can see those guys playing their entire career.
But I think it's easy to say that
those
now.
Places.
It's easy to say that now. What happens every time is a team is ready to move on, and that player feels like he still has something left in the tank. It happened with Joe Montana. They wanted to move on. They wanted to give the reins to Steve Young. Joe felt like he still had something left, and they were like, you have something left, but it ain't going to be left here. You know, you look at same thing with Peyton Manning. They had a once-in-a-lifetime NFL prospect available in Andrew Luck. Peyton Manning felt like he still had something left in the tank, and he had to go somewhere else and do it. Tom Brady, they was ready to move on. So I think it's easy to sit here and say, yeah, the player's second year, that, oh, yeah, man, I feel like he's going to be there his entire career. You just never know, man. Anything can happen. If Eli Manning wanted to play another year or two, he would have been somewhere else too. If Big Ben wants to play another year.
To play anywhere else. Yes, but he did not need to play anywhere else. Nor does Big Ben.
No, but I mean, you got guys that want to play. They want to continue to play. But the organization that they won a championship with and built so many awesome memories with, they want to go in a different direction. Brett Favre was holding the Packers hostage for forever and ever. Now, Brett Favre did play for the Falcons first before he played for the Green Bay Packers, but like there's business towards the end of a legend's career. And guys they want to move forward. They want to move forward. Terry Bradshaw, Jim Kelly, Tony Romo. Girl, West Tennessee Vol, you better stop. Chip Payne got jokes in 2022. You'll like this one. He says Tim Tebow. Yep, Tim Tebow. Tim Tebow. But if we were sitting here in 1997, 1998, 2004, I would have said, man, Phillip Rivers is always going to be a Charger. I would say, man, Peyton Manning's always going to be a Colt, man. Look, when you hear Colt, you think about Peyton Manning, man. He's a Colt. You just never know. You just never know. If Tony Romo wanted to continue to play, he would have been somewhere else, but he's not elite, so let's not even mention him with the conversation. West Tennessee Vols.
Yeah, but he was really, really good.
Yeah, really, really good. Ain't elite. Matt Ryan.
He's the face of the Cowboys.
Really, really good. Not elite. All right, I got touchdown turnover. So that means I got to take a break and come back to it. Just so we talking about NFL. I got the Titans. Up next. Titans fans. You're going to tighten up. We're going to tighten up. Ben, did you know this? Did you know this fact that this same gentleman that married Kari Blasingame is who officiated my wedding too? Did we talk about this already?
Really?
Yep.
I did not know that.
Yep. Same official. James Mitchell, who was a chaplain of the Titans. He officiated my wedding as well.
He officiated Kari's wedding?
Yeah. Was you not paying attention?
Well, I was in the back.
You was really drunk. You was toe up from the flow up, huh?
No, I was toe up from my flight experience getting back from Omaha the day before.
Yep. The same official for Kari Blasingame's starting fullback for the Titans for his wedding was the same official for my wedding. You know why I know this?
Did you talk to Kari about this?
I have not talked to Kari about this because Kari's not my best friend. He's your best friend. It's like I don't have his number or anything. Hey, man, let me text you and tell you. Guess what I learned last week?
You don't follow each other on social media, right?
That is true. Maybe I slide in his DMs and tell him that. But you know how I know that?
He's a Huntsville kid just like you are.
He is. I called James Mitchell on my way to Nashville. Said, hey, man, what's up? I'm coming to Nashville. I know you probably busy laying hands on Derrick Henry, making sure that he's healthy. But I'm coming into town. And so you came up and Kari came up and he was like, yeah, man, I officiated his wedding. How about that? 865-255-03. We got touchdown turnover coming up next.
Is that as low as you can go? Okay, thank you. Hello, is that as low as you can go? Okay, thank you.
What are you doing?
Calling around to get the best rate on a car loan.
Why? Everyone knows Alcoa 10 is the best choice to purchase a vehicle or refinance your current loan. And with low interest rates and 90 days to your first payment, it's a no-brainer. You can even apply online and sign all the documents from the convenience of your home.
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking.
Alcoa 10 Credit Union. It's so easy. Go to atfcu.com for details. Rates are dependent on credit score and equal housing lender.
Good morning, Swain Event family. Several of you, like Ben McKee, have reached out to me for real estate assistance this year, and I want to say thank you. I appreciate your trust in me to ask questions and help you navigate the real estate world.
That's right, Jennifer. Buying a home is a scary process, especially for a first-time home buyer. Jennifer recently helped my wife and I buy our first home and made the entire process seamless. Her willingness to go above and beyond is what sets her apart.
As always, feel free to give me a call. Jennifer Morris, Keller Williams Realty, 865-257-7897, or email me at jennifermorris865@gmail.com.
We're here with Dr. Michael Carlson of Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine to discuss PRP, platelet-rich plasma. If you have orthopedic injuries such as shoulder pain, knee pain, Achilles tendonitis, or tennis elbow, you should give them a call.
Good to be back, Jason. We specialize in non-surgical orthopedics, so we treat damaged tendons, ligaments, and joints, including rotator cuff injuries, knee injuries, and elbow and foot problems by using ultrasound-guided injections with PRP. And this form of treatment helps stimulate the body's own reparative process and assist in the healing of damaged tissue.
Doc, what makes your training different than others?
I've been practicing in Knoxville for over 26 years, and I'm certified in interventional regenerative orthopedic medicine through the American Academy of Orthopedic Medicine. They've been the leader in this form of treatment since 1983. I also teach this form of treatment on a national and international basis to other physicians, residents, and medical students. Here in our clinic, I'm the one doing the procedure, and we're using your own PRP, which are concentrated platelets, to treat your injury. So in other words, Jason, it comes from you and it goes back to you. So you know exactly what you're getting and know exactly the level of training involved.
Do what the pros, college athletes, and I have done, and visit them online at trsportsmedicine.com. Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine, East Tennessee's leader in PRP therapy.
Top 100 barbecue restaurant Dead End Barbecue is a no-brainer when you are craving the smoky flavor of quality Q. Dead End makes it easy to enjoy their fantastic menu with online ordering from Chow Now for pickup. Or if you don't feel like leaving the house, then have Dead End Barbecue delivered right to your door by Loco Knoxville or Bite Squad. Cheer on your favorite team with the best barbecue around. Check them out online at deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue. The search is over.
Touchdown or Turnover is backed by Elcoaton Federal Credit Union, a place where you belong.
All right, here we go. Touchdown turnover back by Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union, the place where you belong. Better rates and better service. Ben, are you ready?
Yes.
Tennessee Titans fans, are you ready for today's touchdown or turnover? Well, here it is. The head coach, Mike Vrabel, is the NFL's Coach of the Year. Touchdown or turnover? Is he the NFL Coach of the Year? Mike Vrabel, touchdown, turnover. Where you going, Ben?
Touchdown. Easy touchdown.
Is it easy?
For me? The Titans are going to be the number one seed in the AFC, and they are going to accomplish that without Derrick Henry. And not just without Derrick Henry, but having to play a whole lot of players along the way. The injury bug and COVID bug has really impacted the Titans this season. It's impacted a lot of teams, but it's impacted the Titans the most. They've played the most players this season of any team in the NFL and have had to call up guys for the practice squad, have had to rely on not just second string guys, but third string guys, fourth string, fifth string, whatever string. They've had to call upon a lot of replacements, and they've still been able to win 11 games. They'll pick up a 12th win this weekend. Now, I think the fact that they play in the AFC South really helps them. They get 4 games against the Jaguars and the Texans, and I realized that they did not take advantage of that the last time they played the Texans, but they're still going to pick up 3 wins within the AFC South, and three easy wins in the AFC South. They obviously get credit for the Colts, but being in the AFC South compared to the AFC West or AFC North is going to be the difference, because they got 4 games against the Texans and the Jaguars, and they're going to end up with 3 wins, when somebody like the Chiefs or the Bengals, they didn't have the luxury of playing the Texans and the Colts, or the Texans and the Jaguars 4 times. So I do think that contributes, but still to finish first in the AFC despite all of the injuries that they have had to overcome is very, very, very impressive. Sounds like Derrick Henry's going to be back for the playoffs, and the Titans are going to have a real shot at winning a Super Bowl. So touchdown, easy touchdown for me. Mike Vrabel should be the NFL Coach of the Year.
Yeah, it's easy for me too. That stretch where they beat Buffalo, Kansas City, Indianapolis, and the Rams back to back to back to back. Pretty dang remarkable. And they go and beat the Saints the next week, and the Saints defense is really, really, really good. You did this without Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry was about to crush all the rushing records. He was going to walk away with the MVP award. Derrick Henry was about to beat quarterbacks for the MVP award. That was the pace that Derrick Henry was on. And to lose him and have to go out there and sign Adrian Peterson. You know how desperate you have to be to sign Adrian Peterson at this point? No shade to Adrian Peterson. He is one of the best running backs of all time. But Adrian Peterson is old. He don't look old, but he is old when you look at NFL age. That's how desperate the Titans were. I saw a number of players that the Titans had to roll with this year, and that number was 88 players. Now, the coach that will also get some consideration and some serious consideration, and he may even win, and that is Matt LaFleur, head coach of the Green Bay Packers. They've been pretty dang good, too. And I know, Aaron Rodgers, he's supposed to be good, but they also had a bunch of injuries, and the guy before Matt LaFleur didn't necessarily light the world on fire with Aaron Rodgers. So Matt LaFleur definitely deserves consideration, deserves love, but, man, Titans, number 1 seed, and the Packers are number 1 seed in the NFC, but the Titans without their best player, MVP. The whole team is built around him. To be where they are right now without him since week 8 speaks volumes to the job that Mike Vrabel was doing. And some of y'all emotional Titans fans want to fire him after every little game. Need to sit down somewhere. After every game, want to fire him. But the man did a great job this year. Jeremiah says, Steve McNair playing for the Ravens, such a sad sight. I think the Vince Young situation could have turned out differently had Steve had not been locked out of the facilities and traded to Baltimore. Yeah, that was weird. That was weird. Steve McNair in the Titans, the Ravens uniform. But you look at how he played the quarterback position and the identity of the Ravens, it was a perfect match. But it still was weird. Double J says, this is the best backhanded compliment ever, Ben. Number 1 seed. What other team lose their best player and still get the number 1 seed? I don't know. Mike Vrabel did a great job. Great job this year. Do you understand? Was it Phil Yates who said that the Titans might be the worst number 1 seed?
Was it? I don't think that it was Phil. I know the tweet that you're referencing. I don't think that it was Phil. It might have been. I can't remember who said it.
Because man, I saw Titans fans. Whew,
folks are not buying into the Titans?
I mean, Titans fans, you got to kind of take a step back here. Just take a step back. You have to kind of understand why people are not buying the Titans. It's okay. The Titans have been knocking on the door for the last couple of years. They're right there with the Kansas City Chiefs. Went to Baltimore a couple of years ago, spanked them when they're number 1 seed. But you have to understand why people may feel the way they feel. Ross Tucker was the NFL reporter that said that. Ross Tucker from just like he on CBS Sports, some other platforms.
Former kicker.
Yeah, he is the one who said that Titans going to be the worst number 1 seed since. In a related note, he said that Vrabel is coach of the year. So, when you look at the Packers, you see Aaron Rodgers. When you look at the Titans, you see a Ryan Tannehill team that wins differently than the Packers. They win differently than the Chiefs. They just win differently. But I wonder if Ross Tucker said the same thing about the Ravens a couple of years ago when they were the number 1 seed. And they were kind of built around the same recipe with the same ingredients, running the football. The difference is that they quarterback ran the football a lot, along with their running back. The Titans is their running back, and it's by committee. Kudos to the offensive line. Kudos to Tannehill holding down the fort, and that defense stepping up in a big way. There was a time early in the season, Ben, when everyone was down on the defense. They really stepped up.
Apparently, Ross Tucker was an offensive lineman. I could have swore there's somebody that was a kicker, and I'm not thinking of Justin Tucker.
Yeah, he was he played for the Washington football team. But yeah, man, good luck with that one, old Ross Tucker.
I mean, people are. I mean, I get it. I mean, it's not something I would say, but I understand people not buying in to the Titans. I mean, they in terms of getting the number 1 seed, they have benefited from playing in the AFC South.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's not an opinion. That's just fact.
Mm-hmm.
And Ryan Tannehill has not played. He hasn't turned the ball over the last 2 weeks, but he, in totality, I mean, it's not been the Ryan Tannehill of the Titans that we had become used to. And I mean, he was impacted by the injuries. Didn't have A.J. Brown, and A.J. Brown's one of the best receivers in the NFL. I mean, you're throwing to practice squad receivers who are playing in their first NFL game. So maybe Tannehill pressing too much and trying to do too much. But, I mean, who really cares what others have to say? The Titans, if they can get Derrick Henry back, have a chance to make it to the Super Bowl.
For sure.
And win the Super Bowl. So who cares what other people think? They've won back-to-back division titles for the first time since the 60s. And like I said yesterday, pretty much the first time in the organization's history, because that was back when they were in Houston.
Yep.
And they weren't in Nashville. So just be happy with what you've accomplished and the opportunity that's on the table and the fact that Derrick Henry's coming back, and just go to work and keep surprising people. They're going to count the Titans out every single year because they are a small market team. I mean, that's the fact of the matter. No matter who is playing for the Titans, because they are a small market team, they will not be viewed as some of these other teams.
I mean, Green Bay is a small market team.
Just go out there and get the job done and shut them all up.
Yeah, they have a brand of football that has not won a Super Bowl in a while. You look at Tom Brady. He is an elite quarterback. He's won a Super Bowl. Patrick Mahomes, he is elite. He's won a Super Bowl. The the way that the Titans are constructed offensively, we just haven't seen a team in recent years take that and go win a Super Bowl. So that's why people are not taking them as serious as some of the other teams in the AFC. And like you said, man, that's okay. You want the motivation. You want the motivation if you're the Titans. So I want to go back to the Music City Bowl. Not to rehash like the missed calls and the in-game coaching and anything like that, but really kind of point out how sometimes we say things emotionally. We don't. Maybe we do mean them, but we shouldn't. The secondary was getting, torched. That doesn't mean that Willie Martinez is not the right coach for the job. Like, Willie Martinez, guys, is one of the best coaches in college football. Is he perfect? No. But I'm sitting there watching Cam Sutton play last night. I'm on the phone with Jonathan Wade. And he's like, man, Cam Sutton's one of my favorite players, man. Man, I watched Cam Sutton come out of Tennessee. Cam Sutton's really good. And I just think about how many guys that Willie coached here at Tennessee that played in the league. And I'm sorry, you can't do that if you are a bad coach. And our secondary this year, even with Alante, was going to be a work in progress. And then you lose Alante. You're playing a bunch of young guys. And we saw Warren Burrell, get picked on early in the season. And he was in position. Like, you can tell he's being taught the right technique. He just didn't finish the job. Sometimes that's not coaching. That's in between the ears of the player. Like, you can tell. I'm not trying to sit here and talk down to folks who may not know football as well as I do, but, like, you can tell when someone's being coached up. Maybe some of y'all can't. And that's okay. But, like, I can tell that the DBs have been coached up because they've been in position. And you have some guys that get their heads around and some guys that don't. Usually when you have a position issue, no one is doing the right thing because that's what they have been taught that. So remember the year before last with the linebackers. And you had guys that played the linebacker position be like, yo, what are we doing? That's not how you play that. That's not the right technique. And that was a position-wide critique. Well, you had a guy that was coaching linebackers that never coached linebackers on the field before. I wonder why you had this position-wide issue. That's when you can point to, all right, maybe that coach is not good. But don't let the emotions of the game, because you had to opt out and you got torched in one game badly, make you feel like that Willie Martinez is not good, because the dude is good.
Yes, he is. I like Willie Martinez, but I would love to ask him about the technique that Warren Burrell was playing with in the Music City Bowl. I'd love to ask Jay Wade the same thing, because what I did not understand, Swain, is on 3 of the 4 defensive pass interferences that Warren Burrell was called for, and really all 4. The last one was the one that I disagreed with. Both the receiver, I think it was Brock Thompson, and Warren Burrell each had a hold of one another And I don't understand how you could throw that when the receiver is initiating as much contact and holding Warren Burrell as much as Warren Burrell is holding him. But on the other three, I mean, he has two hands on him running 15, 20, 30 yards down the field. I mean, his left hand has one side of the shoulder pads, his right hand has the other, and he's not letting go the entire way down the field. That happened on the first two, and then the third one that was over the middle of the field, he was pulling on his left arm before the ball got there. So the first three calls, I mean, looked like the right call. They would be calls that if the roles were reversed, we would be mad at the ref for not throwing them if Tennessee was the receiver. So I don't understand the technique, and obviously I don't know defensive back play, which is why I would love to talk to Jay Wade. I'd love to talk to Willie Martinez, Fred White, any DB out there. Like, to me, I mean, if you're running down the field with complete hold of their shoulder pads with both hands, like, they're going to call that when you're doing that, running down the field 10, 15, 20, 25 yards, and you're not letting go.
Yeah, you got to – he's having that problem. That's, when I look at the technique being taught, if that was like a position-wide issue, like, man, well, we got to teach better feet and not grabbing and holding guys. But I see Warren Burrell struggling more than others, and to me it looks like it's a Warren Burrell issue. And you can chuck guys, like you can grab them, you can do all that stuff, but you can't do it when the ball's in the air. Like, they let you play at the college level, but he just does it way too much. Like, one of the best receivers in the country can teach you how to run routes, and you run perfect routes, and you have great understanding. But at the end of the day, you still got to catch the ball. Like, you still got to make the play when the ball comes your way. You can be taught everything from the best receiver guru in the world, but if you can't close the deal when the ball's there, in terms of DB, if you can't flip your head around and make a play on the ball, it don't matter how much the DB coach has taught you. At some point, you got to make the play. You got to, do what you've been taught to do. Just because you don't do it doesn't mean you ain't taught to do it. And so I did put out a bird call to Jay Wade. And so I'd love to get him on to talk about, because Wade's very, very technical when it comes to DB play, and studies it, always studies it, definitely studies it now because he teaches it. And right. I told you he's a big fan of Cam Sutton, still is. And so I want to get his take on just kind of, huh?
How could you not be?
But especially last night, me and Wade was talking. I was like, man, Cam Sutton clean out there with the yellow gloves and yellow arm sleeves.
Mm-hmm.
My goodness.
Love me some Cam Sutton. He was one of my favorite players when he was at Tennessee, and obviously one of my favorite players with the Steelers. But I was so confused watching Warren Burrell, because I know Willie Martinez does not teach bad technique, yet Warren Burrell was using the same technique over and over and over as if it was taught to him, and just running with the shoulder pads in both hands 10, 15, 20 yards down the field. Yeah. And I'm like, you're going to get flagged for that every single time, because, as you just mentioned, you're not letting go while the ball is in the air. You are impeding the receiver's ability to catch the football.
Yeah. They let you play at college, but yeah, you got to know when to lay up.
On that last Purdue touchdown, he knew that he was going to get called, and it was in his head mentally, and he lets go and he slips, and then Brock Thompson is off to the races.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So we'll get Wade in here hopefully by the end of the show. It is an hour earlier there in Texas, so I just want to get him on to just talk a little bit about just technique from a DB perspective, and what he sees from our guys and what we need to kind of do moving forward. 865-255-03. Swain Event, fueled by Dead End Barbecue, top 100 barbecue restaurant in America. Ben McKee, Jason Swain. Hour number 2 is brought to you by Action 247, Tennessee's only legal Sportsbook. Use the promo code Swain Event. New customers, 100% match on your first deposit up to $800. That is Action 247. Give them a follow on Twitter at tnaction.com. Ben McKee, Jason Swain. I'm live here from the Low T Center studio. Hope y'all are having a wonderful, wonderful morning. About 9 minutes until the top of the hour here on the program. Don't go anywhere. Swain Event, fueled by Dead End Barbecue.
While the other guys are taking guesses, the Swain Event is taking you behind the scenes and in the huddle every morning from 7 till 10 right here.
Fellas, when it's time to freshen up that wardrobe, there's only one play to make, and that's to go see my friends at Mark Nelson Denim in downtown Knoxville. Find the latest in small batch denim in the heart of Knoxville. Denim isn't all they do though. Mark Nelson also does custom suiting and blazers. Let your personal style shine with Mark Nelson. If you don't have time to go shopping for yourself but still want that fresh look, then sign up for the NN Society. Let the experts handle the shopping and get $300 worth of merchandise for just $150 every other month. That's 6 times per year to keep you looking styling every day. Let Mark Nelson Denim help you be the best you, because when you look good, you feel good. Go to marknelsondenim.com. Litter is a big problem in Tennessee, but together we can do big things. We can make our cities, our waterways, our roads cleaner and safer. The Tennessee Department of Transportation is committed to reducing litter in our communities, but we need your help to do it. There are over 100 million pieces of litter in our roads at any given time, and it costs TDOT about $19 million a year just to clean it up. The first step to keeping Tennessee beautiful is to rally behind these 3 simple words. Nobody trashes Tennessee. Join the Nobody Trashes Tennessee movement at nobodytrashestennessee.com.
Voted Best Barbecue in City View Magazine and a top 100 barbecue restaurant in the country, Dead End is a no-brainer when you are craving the smoky flavor of quality Q. Dead End makes it easy to enjoy their fantastic menu with online ordering and local delivery with Valet Gourmet. That's right, you can have Dead End brought to you. Can't think of the spread for your next event? Get Dead End to cater it. Check them out online, deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue. The search is over.
When you start your own business, you know that branding can make or break a new venture. That's why Swain Event relies on 42nd Street. 42nd Street is a strategy agency focused on finding creative, open-minded, results-driven solutions to brand design. After over a decade of operations in East Tennessee, the brand architects at 42nd Street have the experience and creative know-how to ensure the success of your business branding, logo, web presence, and more. To see a real-life example of their amazing work, you can check out our website at swainevent.com. Don't trust the branding of your business to just anyone. Check out my friends at 42nd Street online at 42st.com or give them a call at 865-382-7007. 42nd Street, brand, strategy, design.
More and more Tennessee businesses are switching to Iris Networks for reliable, local, high-quality, high-speed business fiber internet. Iris provides direct internet access from 10 megs to 10 gigs with no payments for 90 days. Iris also offers next-generation business phones with work-from-anywhere capability from the mobile or laptop app. With local sales, support, and service, Iris is a partner in the community. Learn more at irisnetworkusa.com or call 865-448-IRIS. Iris Networks, a Tennessee business connecting Tennessee businesses.
You don't have to take an L just because you can't listen to the Swain Event live. You can catch up on the podcast posted daily on the app, online, and on iTunes.
College football is something else. College football is something else. It is changing before our eyes. And if you have been on social media as a college football fan, I'm pretty sure you have seen or heard about the supposed and alleged recruiting strategy from Texas A&M. This is on OU's Insider, on their board. The A&M is playing with different type of money right now with NIL. This is what was put on the message board. OU poster says, "We're nowhere near prepared to dish out that kind of money. A&M's donors were extremely coordinated. The coaching staff would identify players they wanted, relay those to the point donor, in quotations, and then that individual would work with various other donors to build an LLC that would sponsor the targeted player. And if you are hoping they'll jump in the portal after year one, they're a step ahead there too. They structure each player's deal as a multi-year contract, leave A&M, and you leave money behind. A&M is Exhibit A of what everyone was concerned NIL would become. They wasted no time in making that come true." Ben, your thoughts? Buckhorn boy.
I agree with that last comment. That was the fear. This is the fear with NIL. I mean, it is. Because, I mean, it's become free agency. And college athletics weren't meant to be free agency. I mean, kids are no longer going to a school for other reasons than money itself. I know underhanded deals under the table have always factored in to recruiting. I understand that, but there were other factors that, you know, kind of dictated which school they were going to go to get that bag. And now it's just, I mean, kids are going to the highest bidder, and teams, schools are going to be able to pull it off, and other schools aren't going to be able to pull it off. So I don't like it. I really don't like it. It's not the college football I know and love. I don't blame A&M. They've taken advantage of the new rules. I commend them for what they are doing. I wish Tennessee was doing this, but it's not the college football I know and loved growing up, and that kind of bums me out, quite frankly.
A&M said they are tired of watching their SEC counterparts do the same thing and go win championships and compete for championships when A&M has way more money than both of those schools. Texas, way more money. It's just different in Texas. That oil money is serious. It is endless. I've mentioned this before, you know, until I'm purple in the face. The A&M tore down a stadium and built it from scratch. Who is doing that? Who is doing that? Who is doing that? A&M is doing it. A&M is not the only team that's setting up their NILs like this either. They ain't the only team, and they won't be the only team. They will not be the only team, and this is why it's important to get some regulation in here, because it's about to get crazy. And there's a lot of donors that's going to waste a lot of money, and they have before, but they're going to waste a lot of money because a lot of these players ain't worth the money that they're getting and about to get. But it's the cost of doing business. It's like when you throwing some dry rub on some ribs or some wings, man. You gonna waste some rub because you're sprinkling it everywhere. You're gonna waste some rub. That's just the way it is. When you're seasoning anything, you're gonna waste some. It's just part of doing business. It's a part of cooking. If you want the big dogs, you're gonna have to spend some money. Let's go to the phones. And good morning.
Morning, family. How y'all doing, man?
What's up, Vault Nation?
Hey, brother. How you doing? Man, just listening to you guys, man. Like you said, it's the Wild Wild West out there right now, man.
Wild Wild West. Wild Wild West.
I was listening to the Clemson station this morning, and they were a little upset.
They crying?
Oh, bro, they struggling right now. Everybody bailing on them, you know what I'm saying?
It's
and
over.
all the coaches are leaving. Dabo, you know, they're trying to save Dabo. They trying to build him up, but the fan base ain't buying it, you know.
It's over.
And so they struggling. So they were just talking about, even with Texas A&M, they mad with them because, you know, it's like they were able to, and I can't confirm this, but they mentioned something about they paid this recruiting class in some form or fashion $30 million, I guess, through the NIL or whatever deals and everything. I'm like, wow, you know, it's making the college football dynamic a lot different. You know, the rich get richer type of a mentality. And if you got it, you know, go ahead and flaunt it because now it's legal. It's on Front Street, and it's okay. These kids are wanting to go to the highest bidder, you know, like this kid Williams that, you know, went ahead and said, let me get out here and see if I can get paid, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it is a lot going on out there, and they do need to regulate this, get it, you know, some boundaries as far as maybe when kids can transfer, you know, kind of like free agency in the NFL. You just can't do it when you want to. Yeah, put some parameters around it and say, hey, this is when you can, this is when you can't, and then create some type of stability within the programs, within the universities pertaining to what they can do and what they can't do pertaining to these deals, because it is getting a little ridiculous out there and a little scary. So, but, you know, it is what it is right now, man.
Oh, no, man.
So one of the things I want to talk to you, just back up just a little bit on my Titans here. You know, I was listening to you guys, and I look at it like this, you know. Yeah, the Titans don't fit the high-flying, flashy quarterback and all the bells and whistles that, you know, you would look at maybe a 49er team or a Kansas City team having, you know what I'm saying, and high-flying offense. They don't fit that bill. They're more old school. It's kind of like Novocaine. It'll work over time, you know. Run the football. run the football, make people react because, you know, either you're going to get run over by Henry, 8-9 in the box, it don't really matter. Or you can let Julio and AJ do their thing out in the secondary. You know what I'm saying? Because one-on-one, that's just not happening. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, that's ideal. You know, that's what the Titans offense is. It is what it is. And I look at everybody as just haters. Because this is the thing. The losses that Tennessee had are bad losses. They lost to the Cardinals, Jets, Texans, Patriots, and Steelers. You know, and, you know, you have bad
Patriots lost not bad.
Well, Patriots maybe.
Texans and Jets lost terrible.
Steelers are terrible, too. No, I'm just kidding. Sorry, Ben.
It's okay.
But when you
Texas and the Steelers beating the Titans. I know it's all you know.
That's okay, man. All I know is if the Jazz can't,
I believe
if
it's
the Jags
5
can't
straight.
win this
The Steelers have
weekend,
won over the Titans.
what happens if the Jags don't win?
I mean, the Steelers are going to be sitting at home.
Along with Baltimore, both of the teams that we struggle with are going to be sitting at the house because all the teams that they hyped up.
Isn't Baltimore going to get a wild card spot?
I think if they said, well, this is what they mentioned this Sunday. They said if the Jaguars lose, Baltimore and the Steelers will be out. Now, how that works, I don't know. That's just something they mentioned.
Well, the Jaguars lose, the Steelers make it as long as another game does not tie.
That's possible. But they got the Colts in that slot.
All I know is if the Steelers or the Ravens were in the AFC South, we would have won a division this year.
True. That's true. But, you know, unfortunately, that's a pipe dream right now. But it's all good, man. It's all good. You can watch us go to the Super Bowl. But, you know, I look
Super
at
Bowl.
Big
Ben's got more Super Bowls than the Titans do in organization.
That's okay.
A Super Bowl.
We just need one, man. Just need one. If we can get one this year, it's all good, man.
Ain't happening this year.
So, but look at what the Titans did.
Don't bring me into this, Vol Nation. I like the Titans, and I don't appreciate you putting me into this corner to where I got to box my way out.
I love it. I'm sitting back here popcorn.
Hey, man, look at what the Titans did this season, though. All the teams that they hyped up, all the teams that they said was better than the Titans when they got ready to play them, Tennessee beat. They beat Seattle. They had hyped them up at the beginning of the season. There's a little bit of hype about the Colts. You know, Colts and Jags, but they hyped up the Bills. So the Bills are the best team in the league. Oh, they're on a roll. Tennessee just beat them. Oh, the Chiefs. And then next you know, 27-3. Oh, the Rams on the road. beat down the Rams. And they kind of hyped the Saints a little bit. Then they said, oh, the 49ers. Tennessee beats them. Oh, the Dolphins on a 7-game win streak. Tennessee beats them. Just shut up and watch the boys ball out. That's everybody's talking all this noise. Tennessee, though, what it's doing is fueling the Titans. It's fueling it because they feel like they're not appreciated, they're not respected. That's what you want. That's what Vrabel wants. He wants to feel that. He said, "Look, every week they putting y'all in the headlines, putting you on First Street like y'all ain't nothing, y'all trash. Go out there and win the football game," and that's what they do. When it's time to go out there and play, and it's something important on them, they go out there and do what they need to do. This week, they're going to go out there and do what they need to do. Take the number 1 seed, take that on into the playoffs, get that bye week, and then you're going to see King Henry come back. And he's going to be fresh. Yeah. He's going to be ready, and he's going to be on a mission. And they're going to be ready to go.
Yeah, I want to see it. I want to see it, Vol Nation, man. And thanks so much for the phone call. We gotta go to the top of the hour, and then we're gonna bring in Jay Wade, Jonathan Wade. We're gonna talk a little DB, man. What is the technique? What is the technique that DBs are taught? Let's hear from the NFL level. Let's hear from the coach level. Let's go in depth. Let's pull out our notebooks, Ben. Let's learn something. Let's learn something, because I don't know. I used to just beat DBs. I don't know what technique they was playing. It didn't really matter to me. I just beat Jonathan Wade in practice. Didn't really matter. I hope he hears it too. All right, we'll take a quick timeout, and then we'll come back. We'll bring in Jay Wade, and we're gonna talk some DB technique, and we're gonna learn something today here in the Swain Event. Stay around. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back. I'm gonna get this playing right there. There you go. There we go. Love it. Be right back.
Hour 3 of the Swain Event is brought to you by the Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
At Iris Networks, we know that business communication solutions are critical to your success. Since 1998, we've been helping businesses in East Tennessee by providing reliable and affordable high-speed fiber internet and voice solutions. That's why Iris Networks is your Tennessee communications partner. With internet speeds up to 100 gigs and work-from-anywhere solutions like mobile apps, video conferencing, and file sharing, we make sure you can stay connected to your customers and great communities we live and work in. Iris Networks, because just like you, Tennessee is our home.
In this day and age, the way we work is changing and evolving. Businesses still moving forward despite your work location changing and supply shortages affecting a number of different areas. Office furniture is not immune to the halt in the supply chain. This is why Office Furniture Outfitters has purchased desks, chairs, and tables in bulk to provide you with in-stock options for your place of business, no matter if it's in an office building or at your house. Office Furniture Outfitters is the local supplier for Herman Miller, and they keep Aeron chairs in stock. They will come to your office, lay out, and make recommendations. No project is too big or too small. You can visit them on location at 17th Street and Grand Avenue in the Fort Sanders area, or online at ofonox.com, or give them a call at 865-524-3003. Office Furniture Outfitters, providing East Tennessee's biggest selection and best value for office furniture since 1995.
Out-of-town law firms have been swarming into East Tennessee lately. Firms from Memphis, Chattanooga, and Birmingham have stormed into the area. Wouldn't you rather do business with a local law firm? You know, a true neighbor. Marcos Garza and the pros at the Garza Law Firm are just that. They are our neighbors and friends that support local causes year-round. The Garza Law Firm works to serve you professionally on criminal matters, injuries and accident matters, and Social Security and disability filings. The Garza Law Firm is here for you at garzalaw.com. The Garza Law Firm, let us help.
Hour 3 of the Swain Event is brought to you by the Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
Swain Event, SwainEvent.com, fueled by Dead End Barbecue. Ben McKee, Jason Swain. And we are going to bring Jay Way straight on in. Y'all don't need any introductions. Y'all know who this is.
Wait. I like the intros,
You like the intro?
Well, you don't have to, but I mean, I like the intro, though.
From Shreveport, Louisiana.
Okay, enough. Just let them know I'm from Shreveport, you know.
Shreveport, Louisiana, coming in at 5'9".
What?
Huh?
Huh?
You okay?
I didn't hear the disrespect clearly.
5'10" and a little bit.
Oh, man. Yeah, that's brutal.
5'11" with dreads.
Don't take my money from me, bro. Every inch matters, dog.
5'11" and a half with dreads that's braided. 6'2" if they put in a man bun on top.
For as long as they don't go to the side of your head like they did me at the combine and the Senior Bowl.
Hey, 6'2" if you put a man bun on top, man.
Well, I try to get every coin. Every coin.
Hey, man, we got my man Ben McKee, Jonathan Wade here, Swain Event, man. We were talking DB technique, man. Corner, just talking a little bit about the bowl game, and you know we were getting torched. You and I, spoke yesterday and talking about Cam Sutton. Ben is a big Steelers fan, so it's great that get to watch Cam Sutton. But you are a big Cam Sutton fan. Why?
Loved his energy when he was in Knoxville, The biggest way to get me to pay attention is put on the orange.
That's it? You that gullible?
Yeah, every time. I did, I went and put on the orange, so I want to know, especially in the back end.
But technique-wise, anything that stands out with Cam Sutton, anything you notice about his game?
He doesn't panic. He plays with confidence. He doesn't panic. One thing, when in the SEC, they don't do that as much in the next level. They don't play boundary corners. You may have a guy that matches a guy, but in college, we a lot of times use boundary corners, noticing that he was a guy that went to the boundary because for whatever reason, it's just the boundary is just, the spot to be for the, X receiver and the corner. So he moved a lot at Tennessee. That was the biggest thing I noticed because that was something I wanted to do myself. They're not going to just let everybody do that, though.
So take us back to because this is like a learning experience for us listeners, and I put myself in the same category because I wasn't in those rooms with you and Coach Slade. I wasn't in those rooms with you when you was in the NFL. All I knew is that whatever y'all's being taught, I'm gonna beat y'all in practice.
Yeah, you're trying to kill it.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really care what y'all was being taught. I learned y'all's technique to help me win, during the routes, but I don't know what y'all was taught. So just take me back to, because I think it's good for our listeners to learn and hear how you were taught different things by different coaches. So technique-wise, what are some things that stand out when you were taught by Larry Slade playing the position of cornerback?
Leverage was always a big word. And Coach Slade was also very good conceptually, if I said that word correctly, meaning down and distance. Kind of have an idea. If you can start to filter out things that won't happen or that can't happen, who are the receivers that can affect your area, your zone? When it's man-to-man, what down and distance is it? These are things that, as you grow and as you get older, you start owning the position yourself. These are things that you take on and help you make plays all over the field. Like if you are aware it's 3rd and 3, you shouldn't play 17 yards off, with your butt to the sideline belling. There's no bell technique in 3rd and short. 3rd and 3, it's like 4th and 1 and they act like they're going to, they pile everybody up. They got 9 people on the line of scrimmage with a running back behind them. And then one receiver, you don't want to stay far off that receiver. So these are the things that Coach Slade kind of helped mature me in to the point to where I owned it, to where you want to be able to, if you have to be told, I'm going to flip it to offense for a second. You remember I said something, no, you might not remember. I want Hooker to not have to check to the sideline when he checks his play.
I remember.
I know it's a check with me system, but as a DB, you don't want to have to check to the sideline for everything. You want to have enough, you want to have studied your information enough to where like based off splits, where they are lined up from the sideline to the numbers, from the tackle box to the numbers. That's going to tell you an out route versus a crossing route. So there's a lot of things that, just based off you knowing where they're lined up, concept, what is the offense trying to do to you? They condense you to expand you. That's another concept. If they get in tight, you need to stay outside. Don't get in there all tight with them. They're doing that on purpose. Yes, you may get crossing routes, but we got a box of people in there, that should be banging those guys on the way over. So it's a lot of those things that's what I picked up in college and kind of helped me make plays, be in position, know what to look for. Stop being a chicken with my head cut off.
What's up, Jay Wade? It's Ben. Wanted to ask you about Warren Burrell in the bowl game when I went back in. Well, yes, number 4. When I was watching, I was kind of confused because, he's with the pass interferences. He had 4 of them called against him, and on the first 3, he's got the receivers' shoulder pads in both of his hands, and I'm wondering, surely that this is not what's being taught or the proper technique, because if you've got your hands on the guy 10, 15, 20 yards down the field, and it's not like being physical. He has full grasp of the receiver's shoulder pads and not really letting go, especially when the ball's in the air. The ref is going to call a flag all day long. Am I incorrect in thinking that?
No, you're absolutely right. They are definitely going to call flag. Here's something that's interesting, and it took me into my 30s to really grasp this concept. I don't know how it's taught. I don't know if it is taught, but you can't run grabbing a receiver. You will never be able to actually go make the play that you want if you are grabbing the receiver. Your hands aren't available. So there's a mental thing that we have as DBs where some of us don't. Some of them don't. If you notice, some of them instantly turn into wide receivers. You can see them get beat, and they're beat like a wide receiver that just missed a pass. It's a skill set that you do have to work, ball skills. It's at that moment when the ball is on the way, you have to be comfortable enough in where you are and your ability to go make a play to just go get it. Because they're telling us in the rules they don't care if we're looking back for the ball, right? They don't care. As long as we can get our eyes back and go make a play on the ball, they're going to let us play. But if we're just tackling the receiver as he's running, they're going to flag that every play. Fortunately, it's only 15 yards in college.
Yep. Wait, I feel like Burrell is close, and I don't want to sit here and throw him under the bus and rip him. But that's not what we're trying to do. That's not what we're going to do. This is man, this is two dudes who played here that and one that played at the next level, this position. Help us understand if he is close, can he get better? Are we coaching it right?
I for sure think he's close.
Yeah, I feel like he's close.
He's next to the receiver. He's in some type of phase. You can be in phase and out of phase, which is still a phase that you are in. But he's there. He's not. I didn't see receivers running naked. So just some small tweaks. Like I said, we just got to go back to the off season and just work it. Just get better.
What did Terry Fair help you with when Terry took you and Inky and you guys worked during the summer outside of the mandatory stuff you would do with the weight room and mandatory stuff that it really wasn't mandatory, but it was. Yeah. But what did Terry teach you and help you with?
Matchups. Terry wasn't big. So Terry was the one who helped me with understanding the Meachams, how to deal with the Meachams and how to go make plays when you're a DB and you're dealing with somebody that's just born bigger, they just, you know how y'all say, they just birth better. You were beat at birth.
Beat at birth. There it is. You remember.
6'3", 215, 4'3" is normally going to beat a corner at birth.
Correct.
But there's certain ways that places on the receive. There are positions I never need to be in as a DB to meet him because of his size. Positions you never need to be. You never need to think that you're even with Tyreek Hill. You can't play Tyreek Hill the same way you play Mike Thomas. There's so many fine details in playing corner that you can't have enough good information.
Let me ask you this, Jay Wade. Obviously, Warren Burrell, a.k.a. number 4, he's got some work to do on his technique. But my biggest concern for him is his confidence. I mean, it's not like there's another game this Saturday in which he can go out and build some more confidence, make some plays. I mean, he's got to deal with that weight all off season long, and that's a long time. I mean, is there any way that he can, reshape his confidence over the off season?
Let me ask you this. And Swain, I want you to respond to. Would it be better to have a game like that at the end of the year, being able to come back? Or would it be better to have that game that number 5 for Cal Bears had when we played them the opening game of the season and then come back? What's better?
Having that game, you talking about that was Saquon Thompson, number 5. He was a redshirt freshman. He had some dreads hanging out the back of his jersey. He had a rough day.
Y'all killed him, but y'all made him.
He had a rough day. But I would rather have that game early.
Y'all made him, though. Y'all made him. He was made after that game.
Yeah, but I would rather have it early, man. I mean, a whole off season. I mean, that's
a long time.
That can drive you, motivate you, and push you to train. But I think it depends on what type of dude you are too,
and the surroundings. Who's around him? What type of atmosphere? What type of surroundings does he have around him? Because I mean, if they're pushing him to get better, and you're our guy. I mean, he's going to come back. What year is he? He's young, right?
He'll be a senior.
Oh, he'll be a senior?
Yes.
Okay.
With 2 years of play.
Yeah, this will be his 4th year.
But he'll have 2 more years because of the COVID year.
Yeah, he got time to figure it out there.
9 months is a long time to fester on that performance. I just worry about his confidence. But maybe it's a good thing they don't play again this Saturday.
Nah, we definitely need to play again. We need to play every weekend until we get it right. But we are close.
And that's what I was saying, Wade. It wasn't like he was getting torched on curl routes or out routes where he was, falling, slipping. There's 5-6 yards of separation. That's when you just don't have any hope for a DB. He's like, hey man,
right. Yeah, he wasn't getting torched.
This dude don't have a chance. If he's getting beat on those type of routes, like your feet, you're not gonna have a chance. It was the body to body 50-50 ball plays where he's there in position, but there's one little tweak. There's like in the studio, there was one little chord. I got about 60, 70 chords that run in the studio. And one little chord, man, can be the difference between clear audio and a little bit of static. And that one little chord can make the biggest difference. And I feel like for Warren Burrell, there's something small for him. There's something small for him that will make the difference for him. I just can't put my finger on it, which is why I'm calling you to do it.
How many picks does he have this season?
Numbers. Did he have one?
I don't know if he had a pick this season, man.
I don't remember a Warren Burrell interception.
We got it. He just needs to play receiver this offseason. He needs to just become a receiver. He needs to catch balls. He needs to never work on trying to break up a pass again.
You trying to move his position?
No. But Trayvon Diggs is a receiver at corner.
So he needs to get into the receiver mentality.
Yes. The ball, when it's in the air, it's his. Forget the receiver. Forget the receiver. That's what he needs to. That's what he needs. But it can't just be somebody saying it and then him say. It has to become something that he understands. Once the ball comes out of the quarterback hands, the people in the stands can actually run out of the stands and go get it if they can get on the field fast enough. It's anybody's ball at that point. He appeared to be stuck on trying to make sure the receiver didn't get it versus me go get it.
All right, so
he doesn't have a career interception.
Slade told me they come a lot easier after you get the first one. So until you get the first one, you're mentally trying to get over that hump. I remember that. So once he gets the first one, everything might change. But he just got to get the first one. But like you guys are saying, he's not blown. He's not on his face on the ground. I mean, he was on the one play, but like he's not being beat by these receivers in this last game. We didn't see him getting torched. Just the technique was off. Trying to say that as nice as possible.
you did. When was your first interception?
Ole Miss.
That was
2005.
Damn,
Yeah.
you had a pick six, and looked like you knew what to do with it after you picked it off.
The receiver mentality. I mean, I did. When I got the rock, they threw it. I know I can go get it. I know I can go get it if it's available. Just go take it. The amount of regret I have for interceptions that I did not go get is insane.
You want to know something cool? So our very own Ben McKee was at that game. He looked like young Shelton at that game.
That was my first ever game inside of Neyland Stadium. I probably remember your pick six in that football game better than anybody out there other than you, because that was my first game at Neyland Stadium as a fan, and that is the one thing that I remember from that football game.
What? How old were you in that game?
That was 2005. I was 10.
10. Oh man.
How you like that, Wade? How you like that?
Yeah, that just I just felt some gray hair pop out.
How about that?
Wow, that's awesome, yo. I remember Coach Slade. That was the first time Coach Slade asked me what happened on the play, as if he didn't see it.
I thought he was your coach. He didn't watch the film. He didn't know what happened.
Yeah, it didn't. It was jumbled up over on the side. Like the receiver made a mistake, when the quarterback made a mistake, but like it was just jumbled up, and he literally just threw it to me. But sometimes that's what it takes. Like even for Burrell, it might just take someone just throwing him one, and then him turning around and scoring with it, and then him realizing, man, if I can just do this again, find a way to get the ball again, instead of make sure I don't let my receiver catch it. That's two different DBs.
I got an idea. Maybe there needs to be a 4 meetup. Maybe you need to reach out to Warren Burrell, former number 4, current number 4, and offer that young man some love, man. Maybe a confidence booster. Let him know that you understand what he's going through. Maybe
I'm down 4 to 4. It's personal with me.
Yeah, maybe we need to do that. I mean, you've been trying to help.
I have, and I had somebody help me the same way. I had a Terry Fair. So I get it. I'm not against anything.
You can be his Terry Fair. You can be his Huckleberry.
Bingo.
Hey, wait, I have one last question.
Come on.
Why is it that DBs celebrate an incompletion even though they don't do anything on the play? Like the quarterback could overthrow a receiver by 40 yards, and DBs act as if they won the Super Bowl.
First of all,
let me sit up for this one.
First of all, we're the only people on the field that don't get to rotate. So when that receiver when they just had that one incompletion you talking about, they probably just sent us on 3 go routes to play before with 3 different receivers.
That's a good point.
At deep, we have to be the most confident, most selfish, most amnesia-having people on the face of the planet. I don't know, bro. I mean, we're just intense. You have to be like that. You have to feel like they can't beat you. Even if they do beat you on a touchdown, you have to feel like it was your fault and you messed up. So when there is, I don't know. I'm trying, dog. I'm trying to answer your question. I don't know why we celebrate everything.
I'm more so
maybe
just
because
picking on you.
everybody wants us to get beat. Everybody likes when Swain scores a 70-yard touchdown.
More like
except
30.
us.
We know Swain ain't scoring those 70-yard touchdowns. That's Beecham.
That's true. More like 30.
Hey,
I did have one against Memphis, though. And Marshall.
If someone tosses a pencil to someone next to me, I will knock it out their hands. I don't like I don't like completions around me, period.
I love it.
Let me ask you, because I need to let you go get your coffee, man. Get up, get going. I know you got a big day ahead.
What about Big Ben, man?
When we see DBs running with receivers and they're chest-to-chest receivers, it seems like they're out of position, not able to make a play, as opposed to them facing the quarterback and their chest facing the quarterback. When do you do one or the other, and what's the best position to be in?
That's going to be based off of your skill set. Me being a faster, quicker guy, I used to be told that I could allow people to run up on me more before I was to turn to them and take my vision away from the quarterback. It's a skill set thing. And everybody is different. The 4-3 guy isn't going to turn and open up his hips and his back pedal the same way a 4-5 guy is. He doesn't have the same confidence. It's a field. It's a work. It's all those things that, like, unless you got a system for it, which Dion has at JSU, which Saban has at Bama, and these are two I'm speaking of because I've watched them practice, and they are teaching them to do it a certain way. It's your skill set. What type of ball skills do you have? How confident are you? DBs with ball skills follow the ball. The last thing you want as a DB with ball skills is to see the quarterback throw it.
All right, I got one more question.
Come on.
You're a guy to study other DBs, and Dion was a 4-2 guy. We've seen fast corners be really, really good, but Darrelle Revis was like a 4-4, 4-5 guy. What?
Incorrect.
How fast was he?
He was 4-3.
Darrelle Revis is 4-3?
Yes.
And what time? What 40?
At the combine.
He ran a 4.3 at the 40?
At his pro day, he went 4.39. It was like 4.39 to like 4.4 flat, something like that. He is one of those people, and I've asked because I didn't know that. It doesn't look fast, right? So he's one of those people that, let me see, who can I say? Heffney.
4.38 was Revis's 40 at his pro day. 4.38.
Yeah, I saw that 2007. Yeah.
Ultra competitive, meaning he might not be able to. His time, he's not a track guy, but if me and him were to have lined up on the track, most of the people that knew him would feel that he would win because they know that he's the type that will do anything to win. So he was that type of mentality. Like, you couldn't catch a pass on him and walk through. He would dive for it. He was always going way harder than the person in front of him.
It's probably a bad example because he was fast, but
yeah.
technique-wise, one of the best dudes I've seen.
You cannot duplicate what Revis did. Not that that's bad, but his technique was flawless with what he did. Skill set, though. His thick ass was heavy-handed. So when he put them hands on you, you stop, bro. I wasn't heavy-handed. I'm not heavy-handed like that. Or like Nnamdi. Nnamdi was 6'2", and Nnamdi used to shoot that one arm across the line. I can't do Nnamdi's game. I'm not 6'2".
Yeah, he had long arms too, man. He scratched the bottom of his kneecap standing straight up.
Absolutely. But I can't, as a corner watching him, I can't think that I'm going to go do Nnamdi game.
No.
Can't be taught Nnamdi's game. No. I can try to steal from it, but, you got to use the skill set that you have as a DB, and you have to get better at that.
What I have learned is that I do not envy anybody who tries to play defensive back. I have more of an appreciation for your position after today, Jay Wade.
Now re-ask me that question you asked me earlier, why we celebrate after an incompletion.
I understand. I just look,
Yeah.
Dre Kirkpatrick triggered me while he was at Bama, and then with the Bengals, doing it to Tennessee, doing it to my Steelers. He triggered me.
Yeah, I was surprised that I was happy to see Nick Saban. I didn't think Nick Saban would allow the Dre Kirkpatricks at Alabama, to be honest with you. That much personality, that much like attitude. But you know, when you can lock it in and focus it, man, that shit helps.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Wade, I sent you Warren Burrell's information, man. So I'd love for you guys to connect, and maybe we can, maybe you can help Warren Burrell not forget about the bowl game, but use it as motivation. And we can connect former players with current players, and you can be his Terry Fair, man. Because I know you wouldn't be where you went if it wasn't for Terry Fair, man. He took your game to another level. Not taking credit away from you. You was pretty good too, but
No, I got you. I know what you mean.
yeah, man. Terry was great, man. I was kind of jealous. I was like, man, damn, when some old receivers gonna come back and talk to us and work with us a little bit? But maybe you can be that for Warren Burrell, man.
Or whoever, absolutely. Yeah, give me his info, man. I'll reach out to him.
All right, I sent it to you. I sent it to his Twitter account, so I don't know if he's on Twitter, but I don't know if he has been on since the game. But man, reach out to him and y'all chop it up.
Will do, man. Good talking to you guys, man.
All right, man. Much love. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, good talking to you too, Ben. All right, bro.
Swain Event fueled by Dead End Barbecue, top 100 barbecue restaurant in America. Big thanks to Jay Wade for joining us. We'll take a brief timeout here in hour number 3. That is powered by Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Reinventing men's healthcare. Don't go anywhere.
Hour 3 of the Swain Event is brought to you by the Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
Is that as low as you can go? Okay, thank you. Hello, is that as low as you can go? Okay, thank you.
What are you doing?
Calling around to get the best rate on a car loan.
Why? Everyone knows Alcoa 10 is the best choice to purchase a vehicle or refinance your current loan. And with low interest rates and 90 days to your first payment, it's a no-brainer. You can even apply online and sign all the documents from the convenience of your home.
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking.
Alcoa 10 Credit Union. It's so easy. Go to atfcu.com for details. Rates are dependent on credit score and equal housing lender.
When you start your own business, you know that branding can make or break a new venture. That's why Swain Event relies on 42nd Street. 42nd Street is a strategy agency focused on finding creative, open-minded, results-driven solutions to brand design. After over a decade of operations in East Tennessee, the brand architects at 42nd Street have the experience and creative know-how to ensure the success of your business branding, logo, web presence, and more. To see a real-life example of their amazing work, you can check out our website at swainevent.com. Don't trust the branding of your business to just anyone. Check out my friends at 42nd Street online at 42st.com or give them a call at 865-382-7007. 42nd Street, brand, strategy, design.
Top 100 barbecue restaurant Dead End Barbecue is a no-brainer when you are craving the smoky flavor of quality Q. Dead End makes it easy to enjoy their fantastic menu with online ordering from Chow Now for pickup. Or if you don't feel like leaving the house, then have Dead End Barbecue delivered right to your door by Loco Knoxville or Bite Squad. Cheer on your favorite team with the best barbecue around. Check them out online at deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue. The search is over.
We're here with Dr. Michael Carlson of Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine to discuss PRP, platelet-rich plasma. If you have orthopedic injuries such as shoulder pain, knee pain, Achilles tendonitis, or tennis elbow, you should give them a call.
Good to be back, Jason. We specialize in non-surgical orthopedics, so we treat damaged tendons, ligaments, and joints, including rotator cuff injuries, knee injuries, and elbow and foot problems by using ultrasound-guided injections with PRP. And this form of treatment helps stimulate the body's own reparative process and assist in the healing of damaged tissue.
Doc, what makes your training different than others?
I've been practicing in Knoxville for over 26 years, and I'm certified in interventional regenerative orthopedic medicine through the American Academy of Orthopedic Medicine. They've been the leader in this form of treatment since 1983. I also teach this form of treatment on a national and international basis to other physicians, residents, and medical students. Here in our clinic, I'm the one doing the procedure, and we're using your own PRP, which are concentrated platelets, to treat your injury. So in other words, Jason, it comes from you and it goes back to you. So you know exactly what you're getting and know exactly the level of training involved.
Do what the pros, college athletes, and I have done, and visit them online at trsportsmedicine.com. Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine, East Tennessee's leader in PRP therapy. Fellas, when it's time to freshen up that wardrobe, there's only one play to make, and that's to go see my friends at Mark Nelson Denim in downtown Knoxville. Find the latest in small batch denim in the heart of Knoxville. Denim isn't all they do, though. Mark Nelson also does custom suiting and blazers. Let your personal style shine with Mark Nelson. If you don't have time to go shopping for yourself but still want that fresh look, then sign up for the NN Society. Let the experts handle the shopping and get $300 worth of merchandise for just $150 every other month. That's 6 times per year to keep you looking styling every day. Let Mark Nelson Denim help you be the best you, because when you look good, you feel good. Go to marknelsondenim.com.
If you want to get in on the conversation, call the Iris Networks hotline at 865-200-5503. Grow your business with Iris Networks high-speed fiber internet. irisnetworksusa.com.
Swain Event, fueled by Day and Barbecue, top 100 barbecue restaurant in America. Hour 3 is powered by Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Hope you had a great new year, as we are on the 4th day of the year, and there are many people talking about the new year, new you. And men, it's time to do something about it. There's a lot of people talking about Low T. But do your homework and make sure that you go to a provider that you can trust. And I recommend Low T Center myself. I've been there for several years. Matter of fact, I am slated to be making an appearance in the Low T Center here really, really soon. I got to go there. I got to go to Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine. I got this plantar fasciitis that's been killing me for the last 2 or 3 months. I've been ignoring it, trying to fight through it, play through it. But I'm not a Tennessee Volunteer anymore on the field. So got to do something about it. And Low T is another thing, too, that, guys, you just can't ignore. You got to do something about it. And Low T Center specializes in men's wellness. They check all of your levels to make sure that you are healthy. They just don't check for testosterone. They check for tons of other things as well. So they will determine the cause of any symptoms that you are having, whether you are a candidate for Low T or something else like the low thyroid or even sleep apnea. lowtcenter.com, reinventing men's health care. Let's go to the phones, and then we'll come back and see what we learned from Jonathan Wade. Let's see. Good morning. Who do we have?
Hey, Turkey Man. How you doing, bro?
What's up, Turkey Man?
Hey, I was going to ask Mr. Wade there. You know, he's an expert on this, teaching defensive backs and all. How would he approach that stance that Bush Jones era that they had? What was it, a crowler or leaping tiger? What was that stance they was in?
Oh, you talking about when Coach Azani had the receivers lining up, in a really, really, really low stance at wide receiver? We called it the crouching tiger.
Crouching tiger.
As a joke.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what is this deal that I'm seeing that I think it's mostly Alabama's players that do it. I guess others do it too. But when they score a touchdown, they look like they're doing some kind of stance like the Karate Kid, the
You mean the dance?
The crane deal.
Oh,
They're doing the Karate Kid.
They're doing the Karate Kid. That's what they're doing.
That's what it looked like. That's what it looked like.
Yeah, that's what they're doing. They're doing the Karate Kid. Russo.
Well, yeah, okay. Wax on, wax off.
Yeah.
I'll wax on out here.
All right, man.
I'll talk to you later.
All right, I see. Danielson. Daniel Russo. The best car salesman on the West Coast. If you go watch the documentary or watch the show, Cobra Kai, which season 2 has started. Oh, man, it's on. It's on, Ben. It's on. One day you're gonna have one of those crappy takes about my Bears. I'm a hiya. Hit you with that Danielson.
There's no way that you can have a crappy take on the Bears. The Bears do it to themselves.
I know, right? All right, let's go back to the phones. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to the show.
Hey, Swain. Hey, Ben. Good morning. How are you guys?
Man, we are wonderful. How are you, sir?
Hey, doing well. Thank you for asking. Swain, I know I called in earlier and just wanted to call back and bring up the NIL deals with those A&M players and, see what are the ramifications if a player does leave mid-season and they've got this multi-million-dollar NIL contract and, what are those terms and conditions? Because I know anytime I get a new iPhone or I have to sign up for emails and I have to click those terms and conditions, I don't read anything. So what happens when one of those kids that maybe comes from an unfortunate situation, 7 figures, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money for anybody. And they just get excited and they sign away and then, they don't get the playing time or, don't like the coach or whatever happens, just doesn't pan out and they decide to leave. What happens when those companies or the boosters or whoever want to recoup that money? Are they going to open up these kids to, be in a worse position than they were when they got there?
Yeah, and I remember you calling in. We had a brief conversation during break, and I'm thinking from the school's perspective here. If you are the school, the worst possible thing that could happen is for a kid to leave and the money is messy publicly, because that can hurt you moving forward, to where like the school is trying to recoup money and this company is trying to recoup money. It won't be the school. It will be, the LLC or the business trying to recruit money. You don't want a public mess. If I have a kid that wants to leave and you have invested $1 million, now these deals will be paid, I would assume, monthly. If you're smart, you pay these things monthly. You don't pay them. You don't give a dude 7 figures lump sum for the entire year of 2022. You give them monthly installments. And so as soon as you leave that month, boom, it stops. It's void. Everyone walks away. You don't want any drama. Nobody wants drama, either side. So if you want to leave, that's fine. And if you're Texas A&M, you don't want any type of public mess. So you pay him, if it's the remainder of the contract, if that's in it, cool, do it. But I just don't see where a school will allow a public mess to happen, because that is NCAA being called, which I don't know who's afraid of NCAA anymore, but that's just some publicity you don't want. Is how I look at it. But I think it will happen. Like I told you during the break when we called in and talked about it briefly, I think it's going to happen. I think there's going to be a kid that leaves in the middle of that contract. And I think the school or the organization, the third-party group, the group of donors, they're going to do everything in their power to keep it on the low. You don't want that bad pub.
No. Yeah, for sure. I could just see a kid, especially one, who's right down the road from Knoxville, whose dad's been very public, about his recruitment and, has got 2 other kids that he kind of fronts out on social media and, just say his 5-star son doesn't walk in and automatically get playing time, who probably did get one of those big NIL deals.
No doubt about it.
to start getting on the Twitter machine, and putting some heat on those boosters, which then puts heat on the coaches. So I just see this kind of being the snowball effect of, coaches or schools feeling pressure to get kids on the field that, it's probably not their time to be on the field. And it ends up doing more harm than good. But anyway, guys, I hope y'all have a great day. I'm going to hang up and just wanted to remind you, Swain, that Mitch Trubisky is the GOAT of the Chicago Bears. Put him in the Ring of Honor, hang the banner. And anyway, guys, happy Tuesday. I'll hang up and listen.
Hey, thank you, man. It's been Trubisky, Cutler, and McMahon. It's been the best 3 quarterbacks in the last 30, 40 years, it seems like. So, I mean, hey, Trubisky wasn't good enough for the Bears, but, man, he was better than what we've been used to.
All I know is Mitchell Trubisky will be in the playoffs this year, and Justin Fields will not be.
That's true. That is true. If I'm a school, man, part of the contract is like an NDA where, like, hey, man, we don't need your parents on Twitter. Like, shut your mouth. We about to give you this bag. You're going to play football, and here's a contract. Do not have your parents on social media acting a fool. If it's done right by Texas A&M and other schools, because money changes people, man. Money have people acting funny, acting crazy. You put some money between two friends, man, things get weird. Business is business. And you can't tell me that, player from down the road, 5-star, that's going to Texas A&M, you can't tell me that NIL is the big reason why he's going. That's good for him. Get your bag. Take advantage of your leverage while you can. You got this nice window that's open. Take advantage of it and set your family up. No problem with it. Cool. But understand, when you get to school, you got to work. It's time to play football. And all that negotiating and all that, those lights and cameras and things like that, before you even played it down and made a play, man, those lights dim until you start making some plays. So who's going to reel it back and understand that football is first? I mean, when I was in Nashville hosting the UT alumni tailgate at the Old Red, I brought on Addison Nichols on stage. He was there with some family and so happened to be at the event. We talked off stage. I brought him up. He shared why he picked Tennessee. Man, he's going to be awesome in front of a camera, on a microphone. He's going to be great. Maybe he can be the next K. Mays as far as offensive lineman here locally that's marketable. But I told him it comes after school and football. The more opportunities you have will be predicated on how great you are as a player. So it's football first. It's schoolwork first. And he understood that 100%. We'll see if these other players around the country understand that, or if they think it's over just because they signed a nice NIL deal in the front end. Let's go back to the phones. Good morning.
Hello?
Hello. Good morning. Welcome in.
Well, this is Rodney. How you doing?
What's up, Rodney? I'm on the ones and twos, man, so nobody's going to answer the phone and ask you how your day is doing and all that stuff. We don't care. Just come on in here and talk.
Okay. So let me ask you this. Since you see how this NIL is affecting college football, and it's basically like the one and dones in basketball. So Tennessee can't get in a bidding war, I don't think, with Texas A&M and the oil money.
No.
So what if Tennessee took the approach of the Gonzaga of the world? I mean, the one and dones ain't really won the championship, and I don't know, last time somebody won one and done, maybe Carmelo. But the Gonzagas build their team through, lower picks, and they coach them up. So we can't get in that bidding war with the Georgias, the Texas A&M, and Alabama. So how can Tennessee get past a 10-win season when this became a free for all?
I can tell you right now, Rodney, you have to be selective about who you are going in all in on, and going to pay big money to. A&M is doing it, is paying big money to everybody. I think you have to be more selective. And just because you're spending the most money doesn't mean that you have the best players or you have the best team. Because I feel like the one SEC team that's playing in championship that has not won championship since 1980, I feel like they was out here breaking more than Alabama. But that don't mean their team is better, and doesn't mean that they won more. But just because you spend the most doesn't mean that you have the best. So for Tennessee, it starts with the quarterback position. And there are surefire players like Jadeveon Clowney, like Andrew Luck, in this case Nico. There are your Eric Berries. There's your Adrian Petersons out there. Your Leonard Fournettes. Your Calvin Johnsons coming out of high school. There are guys like that you say, all right, we got to pony up for this one. But I don't think you have to be reckless and drop $25-30 million in a recruiting class. You have to be selective, but you have to play in that arena. Like, you have to play ball. You can't sit on the sideline, and I don't think you can take the Gonzaga approach at all. I think you have to be involved and be active. You just don't have to, waste a bunch of money and drop as much as A&M. No one's going to outbid A&M in Texas. Like, it's not going to happen.
Not even Texas?
Because, Texas and Texas A&M kind of the same when it comes to money.
Okay.
They got the same type of boosters, man. They still got oil money boosters.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
You just wait till Sarkisian gets, builds out the infrastructure. Remember, he came from Alabama too. Kirby Smart came from Alabama. It took Kirby a little bit to get with the people of Georgia and go, hey, man, this is what they're doing in Alabama. Let's do the same thing. Sarkisian's going to do the same thing. It just takes a little time. And it's harder for Sarkisian, too, because those Texas boosters think they hung the moon and invented football.
So what did Pruitt get? He got a book for the dummies?
Pruitt just was dumb about it.
Oh, God.
Pruitt was reckless. Pruitt was reckless. But Pruitt wasn't the NIL stuff dropped in July. So, I don't know what Pruitt would have done with the NIL stuff. Probably would have been messy, messed that up too. But Texas A&M seems like they have a system that's working out so far. I know Alabama has a system in NIL. I know Georgia's probably going to do the same thing. There's a system that's going to be put in place. Speaking of NIL, Rodney, thanks so much. Thanks so much for the phone call, my brother.
All right.
Before we get out of here, I want to highlight one thing, Ben. We did not mention it, and that is Justin Williams got his first NIL deal. The Tennessee running back signee got his first deal. He tweeted out a photo of him along with the guys from Spire Sports Group, and he picked up his first deal, Ben. So it's good to see that. It's good to see that some of the top guys in our class have already gotten deals, and don't need to know a number amount. Don't need to know that at all. I don't want to know that publicly. I don't want that out there publicly.
Well, and that's not the type of deal that Justin Williams got anyway. It's not a deal with Dead End Barbecue and he's going to get paid this X amount to do these X amount of things. I mean, I kind of view it as just kind of hiring an agent almost, of where Spry Sports is going to help him make money over the next couple of years or for however long, while he's at Tennessee, essentially just autograph signings and appearances and things like that. So good for Justin Williams, but it's not like he's getting this X amount of money from this X amount of companies. I mean, it's going to be kind of a more of a working relationship, if that makes sense.
He tweeted out, excited to execute one of my first NIL deals with Spire. So, I have not. I like being in another dude's pocket business anyways when it comes to stuff like this, but obviously there's a relationship between Swain Event and Spire because we work together on Tennessee Prime. So it'd be nothing for me to call my guys over there, Aspire, and get some little details about the deal. I do feel a little uncomfortable being in somebody's business like that, but I'm just happy that Justin Williams and our guys are getting deals, and we don't have to put out detailed information about the amount, the number of deals. Like, I remember this past summer when Miami, all that stuff was out. I don't want it to be like that. I want the recruits that are being recruited to be like, yeah, man, Tennessee, they got some good deals over there. It don't have to be public. Like, it don't have to be. I want to work. I want to move in silence. That's kind of the way I want to work. Not saying you're being sneaky or underhanded, because NIL is legal, but there's just some things that's not for the public. But happy that Justin Williams is able to show that, hey man, I just signed with Tennessee a couple days ago. Boom, I have one of my NIL deals in place thanks to Aspire Sports Group. So good job, Hunter. Good job, James, making it happen. And we'll be back tomorrow, 7 a.m. Swain Event, fueled by Dead End Barbecue, top 100 barbecue restaurant in America. For Ben McKee, I'm Jason Swain. Hope y'all have a great day. Peace and much love. We are out.
For a replay of each day's Swain Event TV, like us on Facebook.
Good morning, Swain Event crew. Fall is here, and according to the big box stores, it's Christmas time too. This time of year is